Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the I.O. Panel. This is episode 229, coming at you on June 6, 2021, D-Day, the 77th anniversary of D-Day. My name is Michael. I'll be the host this week. With me, as always, Evan and James. Evan, how's it going?
I'm doing very well on this D-Day memorial. Thank you for bringing that up, and I'm glad we covered it.
Dang. James, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I have a headache. My knees hurt, and my other ankle hurts today.
Your other ankle?
Yeah. But yeah.
He has a third ankle that now hurts.
Yeah. My third ankle. I'm
Right.
alright, though.
Cool.
I like how
You know
Michael's-
who else had headaches and knee aches and ankle aches? Soldiers storming Normandy on D-Day.
Oh, jeez.
They didn't complain, James. All right?
They took out their pain on the enemy.
No point.
They did that so you could sit here and drink out of your half-destroyed Jacob's mug and complain about my head hurts, idiot.
Give me an enemy to take my pain out of. How about that?
He's like, my head hurts, my ankle hurts. Let me drink more or eat more Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That'll help.
It's delicious. Delicious. Do you know how good Cinnamon Toast Crunch is? I haven't had it in like 11 or 12 years or more. It's fucking great. And my mom never let me eat cereal like that, so it's fucking so good.
What kind of cereal did she let you eat?
Bran?
Plain cornflakes,
No, Raisin
perhaps?
Bran. No, Raisin Bran. She ate
Yes!
Raisin Bran, so I had Raisin Bran.
Raisin
like-
Bran. Did you put five things of sugar
Oh
on it?
yeah, I put like 5 tablespoons of sugar on it to make it bearable. Yeah, Raisin Bran. It's fucking horrible.
I've never put sugar on Raisin Bran. I always found the raisins to be of sufficient sweetness to compensate.
What's wrong with you?
We used to put sugar. I mean, not
Maybe
five,
my
not five
palate
things
is
of
just
it,
very
but
advanced and sensitive.
No,
we
you're
used,
just
we used to put
broken.
sugar on it. But cornflakes definitely. Used to put sugar on that.
Evan's
I
got
never
one of
put
those
sugar
weird
on
taste
cornflakes.
buds.
I drizzled honey on my cornflakes.
Jesus.
What the fuck?
You talk about me and my sugar? You put honey on stuff? That's like, really, you realize honey's an escalation, right? You know, honey is
It's
a
not.
sweetening
It's a more-
escalation.
It's a more natural
That's
and
a
pure
more-
form
that's
of
actually
sucrose.
That's actually a more hipster thing, if anything.
Look,
Is that the
you-
lightsaber
some of the flakes
of,
stick together because of the
sugars? It's for more
the what?
civilized. The lightsaber of sugars is more civilized for a more civilized time. Sweetener for a more
Yes.
civilized time.
Right, that's what the honey is, yeah. Doesn't honey, like, never go bad, supposedly?
Yeah, it never does. Never. Never goes bad. I learned that. We'll talk about it
I've
later.
heard that.
It's 100%. True.
I've not experimented myself.
Yeah.
But if you put honey on your cornflakes, you get some sweetness to the milk, but you don't get the granular garbage at the bottom of the bowl that you
That's
got
the best part.
to scoop.
Dude, you lap
No,
that
no, no.
up. That's great.
And then
I wonder we
Try
grew
honey.
up to be fat. We're fucking eating
Look,
sugar and all
look,
kinds of
I don't
shit.
care.
and the flakes stick together.
I don't
sometimes
care who you are.
get little
when
clusters.
you're a little kid, that's the best part. When you're a little kid, you don't have to worry about getting diabetes. You can enjoy a little bit of that every now and again. You don't have
You
to go
mean
crazy.
every morning, 5 days a week? Yeah.
No, I didn't eat cereal every morning or 5 days a week. I had cereal
I
like
did.
once a week. Yeah, well, that's why you're a fat fucker.
So what'd you
cereal, Cereal's not what made me fat. I got fat off pasta and casseroles. Lots of those.
Ooh, I like a
He's
good
like, I was
casserole.
having a casserole every other day, man.
Probably.
It's like-
Probably. I'm not joking.
That was my
Probably.
breakfast, a casserole.
He's
Yeah.
a green bean casserole every morning.
No. Oh, no. Get it together.
Tuna
No.
casserole.
What kind of casserole?
Tuna casserole or just, I don't know, hamburger helper casserole or some shit. I don't
Oh
know.
my god. I keep
Hamburger
I
helper
keep-
is fucking
I keep
delicious.
threatening my mom with I'm gonna make a tuna casserole. She's like, "Oh God."
Why? What's wrong with that?
You've been promising this to
I
everyone
know,
for
it's
3
true.
years.
It's true. We've never made it. I mean, we've never
He's
made
been
a green
promising
bean
us,
casserole.
he's been threatening his mother.
Yeah.
Us it's a promise, her it's a threat. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been 84
and,
years.
What is she
Hamburger
like?
helper,
That's
I'm
the
pretty sure
casserole
we
of the
never had that
pores.
either. I'm pretty sure never had that. But, I mean, I've had it, just not at home.
What's her problem with tuna casserole? I gotta know. Is it for poor people? It's for the poors.
I mean, probably. I don't know.
And it's not French enough.
It's probably for poor white people or something.
Stuff
I don't know.
a bit. Put a baguette in there.
They didn't have that when they were growing up in
And serve it to her, say, ha
in the 40s in
Mike, your mom didn't have electricity when she was growing up, okay? But she embraces that.
True that.
Beggars can't be choosers.
You know what's funny? I actually joke about that with her all the time. I mean, obviously, they did have electricity, but I'm always like,
allegedly.
I'm like, Mom, did you have electricity? Like, really? Like, come on.
She didn't have like $3,000 Mac desktops. Get out of here. She'll survive. She'll survive with some tuna casserole.
She didn't have a TV till they were, like she said, she was 14. You know?
I think she is secretly terrified that she was going to love it.
It's like Michael and
Now
Potato
let me actually ask a question. Is she disgusted by the dish or the version of it that you are going to make?
I think the version. I mean, I don't know that I ever told her in detail the version I was gonna make. So,
but you did say that you were going to cook it.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't care about that.
Okay,
it's not like she's like my tuna casserole would be
it's
amazing. Like no,
it's like you guys like swarms of things, right?
It's like, you know what? When you make the pizzas, no more live bees. Like,
Oh God,
it's like It's like, yeah,
so is
we
this
put
salt
it in
water?
We put it in the sauce
Salt
toilet.
with water in it.
Like, oh.
I love Futurama.
James, you saw that video, right?
yeah, I did.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Why? Anyway. All right. Well, Evan, how was your week?
Pretty mundane. Although I will say that I found some joy. I believe I've been reintroduced to the family.
Oh shit!
I ordered some Chinese food, and she gave me 10 pounds of potatoes and 2 gallons of milk.
What?
With my order, yeah.
Yes.
And I'm enjoying some of the milk this morning.
You're gonna make all the mashed potatoes. Are you just drinking milk?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I've had half a gallon since yesterday. It's great.
Oh my God, your bowels.
I never
must be
buy
wrecked.
milk.
Are you just?
I
drinking
tolerate milk
like a
quite
savage?
well. Yeah.
Is it whole milk?
It's 2%.
Is it warm? Did you heat it up?
He's not
No,
that
that's
white.
disgusting.
If you're drinking milk, you're that white.
Hmm.
You're either baby or you're that white.
I think if you're drinking warm milk, you are susceptible to groupthink and lies. I drink milk ice cold.
I didn't say warm. If you drink milk, you're that white.
You said, is it warm?
Yeah, I asked you if it's warm, i.e. leave it a beaver. It's not warm. Okay, we'll throw that one away. You're still drinking
Okay.
milk. I don't know
Yeah.
anyone who drinks milk. Unless they're babies.
Let me ask you how you eat cereal, James. Do you pour orange juice or water in it?
Look, smart guy.
Oh,
By the time
I think you use milk.
by the time I get to the milk, it's literally a multicolored sugary paste.
So it no longer counts.
I mean, it's barely milk. And I use almond milk anyway.
Milk is
Far
involved.
That's
superior milk.
gross.
Almond
Milk
milk's
is
great.
involved, but he's not really drinking the milk.
I use a sweetened vanilla almond
That's
milk.
like saying I put tomato sauce on my pasta. It's like, oh, you're drinking pasta sauce? Like,
Yeah, so you
not really.
murderer, you tomato
Not really.
killer.
I mean, you are. We're splitting the difference, right? I mean, it's the same thing. You're consuming it, but I get it. But
All right. Well, James, let me make a recommendation. If you are going to continue to drink almond milk, if we want to call that
yeah,
milk,
now who's being white?
yeah, may I recommend that you try the Touch of Honey almond milk.
Touch of honey. All right,
That's
I'll
fantastic.
try it.
White people.
Look,
Christ.
let me tell you something.
Look, get out of my country, all right? Fucking.
Say whatever you want.
We
about
were
white
here
people,
first.
Michael.
Huh?
They have white people know what's up. This almond milk situation is where it's at. 50s white people who drink milk don't know where it's at. But
Look,
almond
nothing
milk,
beats whole milk.
give me a hipster any day. I agree with you there. Whole milk's great. I just can't drink it cold. It tastes weird to me. I don't like it.
Can't drink it cold?
I can't drink just a glass of milk. It just tastes weird. I get the refreshing aspect of a tall glass of cold milk. I get how it could be refreshing, But to me, I associate that with I'm like, it needs cereal. It tastes weird and bland without cereal or something in it. It's strange, I know.
Imagine, like, I see where you're coming from, but you have like a glass of any other beverage, and you're like, you know what this needs? This needs some cereal.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
It's like,
I mean, I saw someone eat cereal with orange juice once. I tried that. It's horrible.
Yeah, I've tried
It
that
is.
before.
So weird.
I didn't like it.
I tried cereal with water when I was a kid because we didn't have any milk.
That's
It's
dumb.
a horrible idea. He said that's dumb. Yeah, it was dumb. It was fucking horrible.
I mean, it's not dumb. You got to try it, I guess. I probably tried that once, although I don't remember. I know I tried orange juice before, and I was like, eh. You know, I was like, this is like mediocre at best. So.
Yeah, it's a sad substitute. It's not as low quality as the water, though. The water is just like, no.
The water's like, oh, what am I in prison? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
like they're like bread and water, you know? It's like, ugh. Anytime I've seen that in a movie, the bread looks like it's been soaked. Like the bread looks all big. I'm like, what is going on here? Like it doesn't look right.
It's a prop bread.
warm water and cold bread.
Evan, so you're back in the family, right?
I am. Yep.
And you went to the place.
And her
right?
biological son has returned from college,
Oh yeah?
so we need to get reacquainted.
I see. All right, cool. That was yesterday?
2 days ago.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Any other developments you'd like to
Still no daughter.
inform the viewership about? The listenership?
If you're hinting at something, I'm not picking up on it.
I'm not actually. I'm just being a dick, really. But
No, not being a dick. I mean, I can't really think of anything.
okay.
No.
Is the pool open?
It should be very soon. So the pool pump had an issue, or rather, the one of the pipes connecting to it was like cracked or something. But that's fixed now. The pool has been filled. It's been running for a few days, filtering with chemicals and everything. So looks pretty good. I would say by next weekend, it should be, ready to go.
Nice.
I know I said it several months ago. It was like 2 weeks, man. Ready to go.
Oh,
But this time, for real.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Who had money in AMC? Who just got rich?
I have some. Not as much as I would have had if I didn't get scared several months ago.
No, here we go.
I used to have a lot,
Hurts.
but now I have some.
Yeah, me too. What about you, Michael? Do you have any AMC?
I don't think so. If I do, I have like 2 shares or something. No, you know what I have? I don't think I have that. I think I have Nokia still, which is like a waste of fucking everything.
Nah, hang on to that for another month or so.
I don't have any Nokia. Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
AMC anymore. I'm pretty sure
I
got rid of it.
gotta log into all my accounts and do an assessment again and see what's going on.
Orion, fan of the show and friend of the show, called me and said, "I think one of your friends just got rich." I was like, "Who?" I don't know. It's like, I think Matt just got rich.
Yeah, I was actually I wanted to talk to you about some of this, but we can talk about it later in the show. I did put an article all the way at the bottom, so we can talk about some of this stuff. That's good to know. AMC.
Oh yeah, it skyrocketed. It boomed and zoomed.
Well, they just the theaters are reopening now, right? So, but it's weird.
Yeah.
Some of them are we're reopening, and some of them are like, yeah, we're never going to reopen again. You can never financially recover from this.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you know what? Stop giving dividends to your shareholders. Save a little bit of money for the tough days, and you'll be okay. If anything, this is a lesson to companies everywhere to be better stewards of their fucking finances. You know.
When I worked at Verizon Wireless, I don't even remember what any of the other ones were, but it's like, these are our key values, right, or whatever, some bullshit, like 5 of them or 7 of them, whatever the hell it was, and like the first one is maximize shareholder value.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like, yeah, it's great, but what the fuck? money. Okay, I get it. They're like, man, you guys are bold. You just put it right there, huh? Like,
they don't care, dude. Nobody. I mean, all those companies.
Obviously.
It's not they don't care, that they're financially beholden to their shareholders, right? So that's the system we live in.
yeah.
You know, it's like
It's not like let's make a better planet or let's do this or anything. It's like maximize shareholder value. Like, okay, awesome. Like, make a better society. No, none of that. You know. Hey, whatever. Okay. Well, thank you, Evan, for the rundown. James, I know you're in the middle of looking up stuff, but how was your week? I was like, how was my week?
work, squad,
Mm-hmm.
sleep.
Mm-hmm. Live, die, repeat.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do my weekend was my week and stuff was chill, dude. I didn't do a whole lot, honestly. Monday we had a holiday. I stayed home. You know, the weekend I did some things with friends. You know, I went out on Friday night, went to got dinner, had a horrible taco.
Where did you go?
Gringos and Mariachis.
In Bethesda.
Yeah, did we talk about this? This was like the last week.
We did not.
Nope.
Yeah, last Friday. Yeah, with the Gringos and Mariachis. Horrible taco. Absolutely horrible taco.
I've never been there.
People hoop and holler about how great that place was. It's like that place they've never seen salt or spice or anything before, which is surprising because it's supposed to be like this authentic, you know, Hispanic situation, but it just was not good. It was a real letdown. Yeah, and I mean that was really it. I haven't done a whole lot. I mean, I've tried some new games out. Mostly work, man. I did a lot of work this week. Wrote up documentation, fumbled my way through that.
Nice.
Had 1 million calls with 1 million fucking customers. I mean, you know, it's this same old shit. It wasn't a stressful week. It was just like a lot, you know, a lot of the usual stuff though, you know, like no more than you guys are doing.
Probably more.
I reorganized my fucking Tupperware cabinet. Is that exciting enough?
That's good.
Is that like hype? I threw away.
I like it.
I probably threw away 4 or 5 pounds of lids that had no actual Tupperware.
Mm-hmm.
And I threw away maybe 3 or 4 pieces of Tupperware with no lids. So yeah, it's pretty good. So it's extremely organized now.
Good. It's productive.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked. Every time I open the can, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it kind of hits me. I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, I got to do that the rest of the house, though, you know? I've been going on a deep dive. Actually, I did spend a lot of time this week going on a deep dive with ADHD. Kind of trying to learn to understand a little bit better how the effects of your life and all the ways it fucks with you. You know, I did not know a lot about this shit, and you know, I kind of looked at it probably the way most people look at it, which is like, yeah, man, you just can't focus. You know, you're hyperactive sometime. You know, I'm not really hyperactive though, but I was like, you know, you just can't focus. That's why I've always addressed it. But dude, there's so many more moving pieces to this shit, dude. Like, so many things I do in life are affected by this. I remember I used to go to Michael's house, and I used to be sitting there like jittery, and I'm like, Michael, come here, I'm gonna bite you. Michael, do you remember that?
I can't say that I do.
That was a thing I used to do. Or I used to fuck with him, you know what I mean? That's like ADHD in action, you know? That's like following the dopamine. You're like, ooh, ooh, woo! You know? It's like, you know? Like, there's so many, like, little shit, and, like, our friend who's a firefighter, like, you look at his behavior, 100% ADHD. You know, like, that high-end, like, fucking crazy behavior, ADHD, dude. It's, like, so nuts. And also,
so could that also be, like, bipolar? Isn't that kind of this?
No,
kind of
well, maybe there's a bipolar aspect to it, but ADHD has an effect on your... It affects your, like, your way you relate with people, and also your... Like, your brain moves 4 times faster than than I forgot the neuronormative. I don't know what it is. Normal people, but in that 4 times faster, you have like you're quicker to fucking rage. Your emotions are like fucking like. So that's part of it. Like I guess you could say bipolar, but it's not really bipolar because that's like a part of ADHD. Is you have like this quick temper and you know you get fucking triggered on things easily. You have like object permanence issues. You know, object permanence. So like if you take your phone and hold it in front of a baby, and then you take it away, and the baby's like, "Oh shit, that's gone. It doesn't exist anymore."
Yeah.
Same as a Labrador Retriever. But once you get past like say 2, you understand that this object is somewhere else. It's just out of your sight, you know. But with when you have ADHD, you take an object and you place it down, and you walk away, and that disappears. It's like, it's gone. That's why ADHD people are always losing shit. You know, I've been losing shit my whole life. Money, keys, all kinds of shit. Like I have all these rituals for finding things. Because I lose everything all the time. But another thing of ADHD that this girl was talking about was she was like, she did a TikTok about it. She's like, me with ADHD puts her keys down. I can't find my keys. Me also with ADHD. Her friend's like, where's that thing? And she's like, downstairs in the box. Open that box. Inside that box is a shoe box. In that shoe box is a tiny ass little jewelry box. There's 3 pieces of jewelry. Under that jewelry, it's right there. And that's also me with ADHD. Like I also do that, but only like I could. If you ask me, "Where's your drill?" I'll be, "Oh, it's broop." I can walk right to it right now. You know, it's so fucking weird. Yeah, man. And then also emotional permanence. So like, luckily, I think all of us, like all my friends, are like we're all super close. But like, you guys who listen to this show, you probably think these guys are best friends. They hang out all the time. They do stuff all the time. When we all lived in the same area, I think we did hang out a lot, right? You know? But now Evan's obviously in Tennessee. I live in Columbia. Michael lives in Silver Spring. Maybe 20, 30 minutes away from each other. You know, we see each other once a week at best. Me and Michael never speak outside of this podcast. I'll see him on Friday nights, maybe at a friend's house if I do that, and then on the podcast.
Yeah, I think my mom finally learned that I don't talk to my friends. Because she's be like, how's Jamie? How's James? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't talk to them.
Yeah.
She's like, well, that's weird. I'm like, not really. You know, and like, she finally stopped asking me after like years.
My mom does that too, and she doesn't understand that. And the thing is, I do the same thing to her. I don't talk to her. I don't talk to anyone. I go fucking my entire life without picking up the phone and making a call to anybody. You know? Because once you leave my sight, it's like, I don't think about you. You know? And it's not because I'm a dick or I don't care or you don't matter to me. It's just, I just don't think about you. Out of sight, out of mind. Emotional permanence. It's not a thing. You know what I mean?
I'm very much the same in that regard.
So, yeah, and I think another thing with the whole ADHD shit is, and I noticed this too, there's a lot of things with ADHD that it's not a silo, right? Like, people have parts of it, or they don't have parts of it. Some parts are just normal things that normal people have, but they're intensified with ADHD. Other things are just like, whatever, you know? And I think we'd be surprised to find out more people have ADHD than we actually know. It's probably America's #1 mental illness. I guarantee you. It just goes unfound.
Diagnosed.
Because people are just like, okay, this is normal behavior. Like, I lose shit all the time, that's normal behavior. You know, because we don't know, like, you don't have active discussion with people like, oh, what's normal, what's not normal? You know what I mean? Like, is losing shit normal? People are like, well, yeah, I guess, you know, it's okay, you lose stuff, you know, whatever. But, yeah, man. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. Or the staring. Dude, I did not know. The staring is a pillar of ADHD. You know? The one guy I listened to, he calls it pause mode or airplane mode. But, dude, I do that every fucking morning. I sit down, I'm like, I just stare at the wall. And I'll look up and be like, oh, 30 minutes has gone by. You know, what have you been doing? You know? Or whatever. You know, I'll just sit and stare. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's like, there's so many moving parts to the ADHD shit. And, the last thing I'll say about this, because this is not what this podcast is about today, but is because it's so normalized as like, oh, it's a mild mental health issue and it's not a big deal. It's something kids need to worry about. Adults don't have a problem with it. It's not a big deal. You learn to focus. Kids can just learn to focus through it and all this kind of shit. Because it's like it's a widely accepted normal thing and not a big deal to have, I think we don't think about the add-on effects. But like, just to give you a small example of an add-on effect, I asked my doctor, I said I want to get back on Vyvanse for the ADHD. This is the previous doctor, you know. But I said, I need to get back on it. She said, okay, you need to go see a psychologist, right? I was like, okay. So I go, she gives me a referral. I take the referral home, I lose it. I put it down, I lose it. So then 3 months goes by. I go back to her. She says, did you go see the psychologist? I was like, I did not. I lost the referral. She said, okay. She gives me another referral, and she gives me a prescription for Vyvanse. This is supposed to last 30 days, enough to get me through. So, okay. So I take the prescription and the referral. I come home and I lose them immediately. I forget all about it. Next time I go to the doctor's office, she says, "Did you go? Are you on the pills?" I was like, "No." I forgot.
What are you talking about?
I was like, "I forgot." No, I knew. As soon as she said, I knew, but I forgot. I was like, I forgot, and I lost the paperwork, and I didn't think to ask you again because I could have called her and said, "I need the prescription. I need the referral." I fucking fucked it up, but I didn't. I just forgot. So you think about all throughout your life. All those things that you just forgot to do or deprioritized, you know, or they just went out of sight, out of mind, you know, and they were actually important things you needed to remember. You needed to take care of. I need to pay this bill. This is actually an important thing. I can't wait to the last minute on this, you know. Waiting to the last minute is another huge ADHD thing. It's just like if you start with a 3-month timeline to do a thing, you function best at that 1 hour before it's due. Until that moment, you can't focus on it. And it's so fucking weird, but it's so true. You know? Anyway, I digress. So, yeah.
So, did you never look for the prescription or referral? Because it could be one of two places, in your apartment or in your car.
Oh, I found them all.
Okay.
But they're, you know, obviously...
You forgot they existed until much later.
Yeah, I sat them... I didn't lose them. I'm saying lost, but I didn't lose them. I sat them down and forgot about them. Forgot to go to the store, forgot to go to the pharmacy, forgot to call the doctor. That's one reason I like Kaiser Permanente, because everything's in the one place. Like, anything that's simple is what I like. If I have to do, like, a multiple steps, I'm going to fuck it up. Because I'll forget a step. Like, even shit I do on repetitive, dude. I do this, I'm supposed to be editing this show every week. Okay? And I will forget a step. And I'm like, and I stare at the screen for like 20 minutes trying to think about where I was on that step. You know? It's fucking crazy, dude. Oh, okay.
Now,
good.
I just want a quick comment. I know you're working on this since you talked about the Tupperware, but do you think general decluttering would help with this also? Because then if you put something down on your, you know, your key dish or your mail pile or whatever, then you won't really have a mail pile. You'll have one or two things on your counter and be like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, right, I need to take care of that."
Maybe, but it's less the clutter. I mean, obviously you should live in a clean, uncluttered place anyway, but it's less the clutter and more that it just disappears from your, like, I'll see that paper a dozen times. It won't become a thing until I've thought about it. You know, it sits. I have a system, right? Everything that's important goes one of two places. On the countertop where I put my keys every day, the same place every time, or on my computer desk. So I know on my computer desk, here's my vaccination card. I lost it already once.
Mm-hmm.
So now it sits here under my monitor, and I have a picture of it in my phone. So I take pictures of documents, I upload them to Google Drive, so there's a copy there. I put hard copies here, or Michael's mom gave me this briefcase thing that I started using recently, or on that table over there, where right by the front door when you walk in the front door. So, I mean, that's where that thing was. It hadn't gone anywhere. It was right there the whole time. For 3 months, it was sitting there looking at me, and I just ignored it every day. You know, I would come in, get mail, put mail there. I would just ignore it. You know, it just wasn't important. You know, so it's less clutter. I mean, Michael can tell you, I've gone to Michael's house. If you come to my house, it's a fucking mess. Okay? I've gone to Michael's house and helped him clean for like 16 hours. Like worked like a fucking slave. Okay, sweating, hurting, like walking a million bags of trash out, whatever the case may be, like helping them get ready to move or whatever. Okay, come here, can't do it, impossible. It's an ADHD thing, and also something else I learned: body doubling, which is a weird one. I don't understand that.
Oh, we're already there, my friend.
Well, yeah, we are cultivators of mass.
Well, no, not that kind of body doubling. If that's the case, I meant body quadrupling. But no, body doubling is like I have a task to do, and I cannot complete it until there's a person in the room with me. Not doing that same task, but just present. You know, not even speaking to me about it. Not like, are you finished yet? Not even that. Just like just present. And that's true. I've always worked better with another person in the room. If I'm here left by myself to my own devices, I'll just sit here and fucking just defocus one thing after another. Dude, editing one Photoshop file will take me hours. Because I'll be like, I have 3 monitors. It's bad. I have 3 monitors. I'm like, video? Then I'll watch that, and that'll make me think about modeling, and I'll be like, oh, modeling? And I'll look at like clay models. Then I'll be like, you know what? I want to get into painting. And then I'll look at fucking paint supplies. Dude, later on in the show, we're gonna talk about all kinds of things that I was obsessing about this week on YouTube, because I was like, I need to get into that, you know? So, yeah, man. Anyway, all right. ADHD is fun. It's a good time.
Are you getting help?
I mean, I'm gonna go try to see a doctor or whatever and get some Vyvanse or something. You know, we'll see. I didn't take it long enough last time to notice it made a difference, and I didn't understand ADHD enough to know what should I be looking to see went away or not. So,
does it take longer than 30 days to build up in your system?
It doesn't build up in your system. It just goes. It lasts 8 hours or whatever. So it's not like Zoloft or some other of those other drugs, you know, that fuck with you. It lasts. You take it in the morning, it starts working, maybe a half an hour in, and then it fades away by the time you go to sleep. So I didn't take it on the weekends. I had pills for the weekends. I didn't take them on the weekends. And the doctor was like, you only have to need to take this when you are actually want to take it. It doesn't like you piss it out or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the doctor's term?
Yeah.
You piss it out?
That's what he said. You piss it out.
Okay. Well, okay. Sounds like you had a hell of a thing there. Okay. Well, why don't we? And I didn't have a lot going on. Regular week. Blah blah blah. I did go to a restaurant that was really
Michael,
good.
I ate your time up.
No, that's fine. I did go to a restaurant. We'll talk about it later in the Yum update. I don't know if anyone else has ever been there, but we'll talk about it. It's a good place.
You were their first and only customer?
Yeah. Not quite, but yeah. So, why don't we get into some news? James, the first article is yours. Why don't we discuss it?
Yeah, absolutely.
California.
Yeah, so I learned about this. Actually, I was playing squad, and in the we're in the lobby, and the guy's like, California just made assault weapons legal. Let's go, boys! Woo! You know, so they all start fucking freaking out. So I forgot about this until we were gonna record the show. Then I was like, you know what? We should talk about this real quick. This is interesting because California's weapons ban is the basis for many weapons bans in states throughout the United States, right? So my thinking is, and this is just my guess, is that if it's been ruled unconstitutional in California, it will trickle down to these other states. Like, this will be used as a basis for illegal action throughout the United States. I don't think this will really affect us in Maryland, you know? And Tennessee, I don't think you guys have any laws down there. But
nope.
Up here, I think these are legal, but there's magazine capacity limits, and there's, they have to be pistols. Right, Michael?
Well, there's certain features you can't have.
Yeah, certain features. So maybe they'll make it legal because of the certain features. But then the other thing is, this judge's ruling was kind of funny, right? He was like, you need to be able to protect the government. and the AR-15 is a essential piece of that protection. You know, so I was like, come on, bro, come on, bro.
The one I saw also said that he compared it to a Swiss Army knife.
Oh well.
They are multifunction.
It's like, okay.
What, killing and thrilling?
Like, you can shoot, you can bludgeon, you can throw.
I don't understand how these laws are being applied so broadly. Like, he said it's unconstitutional. So that means the Constitution says you are allowed to have AR-15 style guns. Wait a second. No, it doesn't. You know, what are you talking about? You know?
I mean, I don't think that it's unconstitutional. But I also don't think there should be an assault weapons ban. Mm-hmm. The reason I say that is because the fucking cat is out of the bag. Even in Maryland, where a AR-15 with a shoulder stock and a 30-round magazine is illegal, I can just go to Virginia and buy one. There's
no, you can't.
No, but there's a million ways around this. I can't like go into Dick's and buy one, but you know what I mean. There's a million ways to get around this. It's not like
you could live in Virginia, buy one, and then travel to Maryland, move to Maryland, whatever, and you still have your gun.
I mean, or I could just go fucking do a straw purchase through some guy, from a parking lot, a guy at a parking lot in Virginia,
which is technically illegal, I'm sure.
I mean, technically, but you know people buy guns like this.
Yeah.
Our friend bought guns in a parking lot. Like, brought home a fucking AK-47 like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't see ruling on this as like, we're going to make it illegal for people to buy headphones. Really? How are you going to do that? Like, how are you possibly...
Sound is against the Constitution.
Yeah, like, how are you possibly going to do that? This cat is out of the bag. Pandora's box is open. Anyone who's legally buying these guns isn't your problem. Probably. Sort of, maybe. To some extent. What they need to do is, they need to look at this problem as like, okay, America's a country where guns exist and where people have access to firearms. We need to build laws around the access to firearms. Not build laws around trying to get firearms away from people and put the firearms cat back in the bag. You can't. I mean, you see what I'm saying, right? Like, you get me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could.
I mean, Michael, but you know they're not going to do that.
Mike, take your liberal hat off right now and just celebrate that you will soon be able to buy a fully automatic rifle to defend your local government.
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm down. If they want to get, dude, if they're going to give me the rights, I'm going to take them, you know, but...
He's like, if they're giving them away, I mean...
Yeah.
And they are 15 for every man, woman, and child in America.
It's funny, but like, you know my position, man. Like, I don't even know why we need guns, you know? I mean, yeah, maybe if you live in the woods of Montana or something, you need a gun. I don't know, you know? But here in downtown Silver Spring, like, why do I need a gun? You know?
No,
like,
nobody needs a gun.
I probably don't. You know?
Nobody, if you're gonna, I mean, you could look at it like that, nobody needs a gun. Besides, they're cool as shit, but nobody needs one. I mean, what do you need it for?
You just don't have a hobby that actively requires it. Now, if you became an amateur plinker, you know, you need a gun.
Michael,
or if you actually went hunting, you would need a gun. You just don't happen to do those things.
Here's the only gun Michael needs. This is one of my... I had a hobby a few weeks back, and I was like buying a bunch of stuff, and shit came from China slowly over time. Michael would love this. Look at this, Michael. It's a tiny
pew, 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 pew.
AR-15.
Tiny bullets?
Yeah, look. Magazine comes out.
Can you take the bullets out?
No, that'd be ridiculous. And the little...
Does he shoot tiny bullets?
Scope, and this thing
Nice.
moves. It has a flashlight and a thing there.
Does the flashlight turn on?
No, Michael. Don't be ridiculous.
Ah.
This is as ridiculous as it gets. Isn't that cool?
I
though?
demand authenticity.
I want it to be more ridiculous.
It's so tiny. Here, look. Let me show you something else.
Yeah.
You'll like this too. I've been meaning. I wanted to show this to Michael for a while because this is right up his bag. For people who don't know, Michael likes things that are unusually large or unusually small. He's very passionate about oddly shaped objects. Okay, so right here we have a tiny Glock. Okay,
Eat it
in a camo.
Yeah, and look, if I do this, let's see. I gotta push the fucking.
The safety's on.
I gotta push the fucking.
The
thing
magazine
down.
release. or the slider. Is the slider
Look
release?
at that. And look at the barrel.
Yeah, it points up just like on a Glock.
Yeah.
When it's
he
open.
Pushes, yeah, he pushes down. You got to push the thing down, just like in real life. I mean, you don't have to push it down, but it goes down. And look here, we'll just pull the mag out.
Ha!
You got to give it to him. That's some impressive attention to detail.
It is, man. It really is. This blew my mind. This. Oh wait.
Some very fine machining
That
as well.
little the barrel pointing up blew my mind, dude.
Is
I
it
was
all
like,
plastic?
Yeah, it's all plastic.
Yeah.
It's all plastic, and it came with 3 mags for some reason.
Wow. Okay.
The AR-15 came with 3 mags too.
Did it come with 2 interchangeable barrels? Like,
Yeah, I know, right? Almost, right? Yeah, all very cool, man.
it's like this is the threaded barrel, so you can attach your suppressor. You know, like sweet.
Yeah, I think I have a suppressor. No, I don't have a suppressor on it. I have a suppressor on the other one. I showed you guys the other one before. Yeah, tiny things, dude.
I like him.
Yeah, there's the other one right there. I showed you that one.
Oh yeah.
It has a little bag of fucking magazines and and there's a suppressor in there, big ass suppressor in there.
Dude, can you please buy a small gun safe to put those
Dude,
in?
I need to, right?
Yeah.
I need to. A tiny ass gun safe.
You know, it's funny. I watched a crazy video on Instagram. A guy built the tiniest coffin out of wood for a fly,
Oh God.
and then sealed it up. You know, even like hammered it down with a tiny ass hammer,
What?
and then buried it in the yard.
Someone should check on that person. They're not well.
It was a Russian video,
Took too much time on my
Oh,
hands.
okay.
I appreciate the.
or I think it was Russian. It had Cyrillic writing in it, so who knows? They could have been Latvian. No, I don't know. No, who knows?
I
Actually,
think-
they don't use that.
I think the moral of this story is give up your guns and buy tiny guns
Or really big guns.
and feel great. Feel great about it. You feel great with a tiny ass gun. It feels good. You're like, this is so cute. It's like that adorable dog we talked about. That was a dog and adorable and a puppy. Except this
Right.
is a gun, but not a gun, but adorable and tiny.
So I have been eyeing the pocket-sized guns. It's probably for the same reason.
It's like it's so
Stop.
cute.
Mike, you know what might solve the gun problem? Is
What?
mandatory carry. If you own a weapon, it has to be with you at all times.
That's interesting.
And that might be enough of a hassle to discourage people.
Well, you do mandatory carry and a ludicrous inspection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so a cop sees you like pistol check.
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
Sets up a card table, you gotta
Yeah,
disassemble, clean it
break
in front of
down.
him.
Sorry, blindfold test. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
That would be nuts. That would be nuts.
Nobody owned a
Yeah.
gun though. People are like, oh no, this is for the birds.
You're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've said what we want to say about California and their tiny guns. No. All right. Next up, you remember the guy in D.C. who got killed in the attempted carjacking?
Yes.
He got killed near. Apparently, it's down near Nat
Yeah,
Stadium.
right. This is the video you sent me a few months back, right?
Yeah, we talked about it on the show, and already gone to. I'm not gonna say gone to trial, but gone to whatever. A 15-year-old and I think a 14-year-old, maybe a 13-year-old. So the 15-year-old pled guilty, and the judge gave the girl the maximum sentence, which is 6 years of youth detention.
They should have been tried as adults and each gotten 1 life sentence.
I mean, I don't think DC will do that.
There's no intent, Evan.
I thought I thought you were gonna say
Excuse
that.
me?
Honestly, I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, they're bringing back the fucking gas chamber. They're putting them their 15-year-old asses to death.
What if they were sentenced to suffer the same fate?
Oh, God.
Be dragged from and run over by a vehicle.
I mean, like, they had a chance of survival there.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, the other one was 13 years old, and they also pled guilty, although I don't think they've been sentenced yet.
I mean,
A 13 and 15-year-old trying to carjack somebody. What are these people doing?
Yeah.
I don't even understand it.
you're the
Like,
one
what
who
is
said.
going on?
Didn't you say carjackings in DC are like up like a crazy percent?
Yeah, and the whole area really, like it's
Yeah.
DC and then PG County and Montgomery County. You know, like it's crazy.
Yeah, that's an adult decision. They should have
Yeah.
been tried as adults.
Yeah.
Like that is so crazy. Like I don't
I
even
don't.
understand
I
it.
don't have a problem with this. I think it's too lenient. I think it's way too lenient. 6 years. I mean,
Yep.
that gives them an opportunity to fucking like be human beings again. This guy's dead. These people never get their dad back, and he's probably the source of their livelihood, or one of the sources of their livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're still doing all the shit remotely. The girl was at the jail, and they're doing this over WebEx or something. I was kind of surprised at that, but I guess I shouldn't have been.
6 years, so 2027 she'll be out.
Yeah.
Assuming there's no potential for good behavior early release.
They probably will be. They probably will be.
It's like, well, she hasn't carjacked anyone while she's in jail, so she's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Let's let her out.
That problem, you know, the problem with jail is it doesn't even serve its purpose properly. You know?
Well, it's not
Yep.
a deterrent. So
it's. I mean, once
We've-
you're in
we've,
there and you get used to it, is it really hurting you anymore? Especially if you're 15. If you're like 30 and you have a wife and kids, maybe it's hurting you. Your wife might go fuck your friend. She might leave you. Like, there's all these things that can happen on the outside world. You have more stakes. But when you're 15, you don't have any fucking stakes. Now, it does fuck her up because her school system shit is all fucked up now. You know, she's gonna go to whatever school they put her in there.
She'll just get her GED.
She'll get her GED. Her life's gonna be fucked for sure. But still, like, she'll be.
no,
what?
she'll probably be okay. She'll probably have a clean slate after she gets out. at
Yeah,
21.
she'll get out at 21 or 20 or 21 or 19. She'll
21.
be 21. She'll be good. She'll have a clean slate. It'll be like nothing happened. She'll have to sit down and fucking go do fucking math again and learn how to live again. But I mean, she could actually like just like live a normal life and pretend this shit never happened.
Yeah, aren't juvenile records also sealed?
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. It's a clean slate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we know. I mean, James, you and I have seen the John Oliver thing. Not that he's the end all be all of everything, but we're going to talk about mandatory minimums, right? None of those things were a deterrent for anyone.
No,
They're like, oh, you stole a loaf of bread? Well, that's your third strike. You're going to jail for life. What? You know, like,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, you know.
No, that's it's not a. I just don't think jails work. I think they have to figure out something else. I don't know what that is, you know, but I don't think jails work because you just.
Corporal punishment for every crime.
I mean,
Don't
I'll
they
be
do
honest
that
with you.
Is it Singapore?
If you caned somebody publicly, or you took their fingers off or some shit, or you cut their hand off, that's harsh. But you know what? I like my fingers and hands. I'll be a great boy if you do that. If I know you're gonna cut my finger, you know what I mean? Like if I know, like you wouldn't even take the chance. You know, I was watching a video. We're gonna talk about this guy later, but he was covering a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber who covers all kinds of things. He was covering a YouTuber who beat his girlfriend, and the guy's back on YouTube once he gets out of jail, showing his jail paperwork. He's like, "Yeah, I was in jail for beating up Maria." You know, this girl's also on YouTube. He's like beating Maria's ass. You know, and he's like celebrating it. Like it's not a big deal. Like going to jail's not a big deal. You know. So yeah, but if they cut his dick off, he'd be like, "Oh shit, man." He wouldn't even be on YouTube. He'd be like, "Shit."
He might actually still be on YouTube and even bigger. He'd be like, "My dickless life,"
yeah,
or whatever.
He'd be all fucked up.
That's years worth of content.
Well, Evan, you know what to do.
Gotta take one for the team.
Oh,
Yep.
jeez.
Chop. No. So there, I just looked it up. I put a link in the show notes at the bottom. But Michael P Fay is an American who was sentenced to 6 strokes of the cane in Singapore in 1994 for theft and vandalizing 18 cars over a 10-day period.
Only 6? He got off light.
Dude, caning sucks.
I'm sure it does, but you vandalize 18 cars?
Now, it says here that later he pled guilty, but later claimed that he was advised that such a plea would preclude caning and that his confession was false, that he never vandalized any cars, and that the only crime he committed was stealing road signs. Okay. Still a kind of a dick thing to do, but all right.
I'm sure it's called "fuck you way" with PH or some shit like that.
Although caning is a routine court sentence in Singapore, Fay's case garnered some controversy and was widely covered in the media in the United States, as it was believed to be the first judicial corporal punishment involving an American citizen. The number of cane strokes was ultimately reduced from 6 to 4 after United States officials, including the president, requested leniency. Whoa.
I mean, caning sucks. But it's not like you get stabbed by the sheriff 6 times.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't worry, boy. We're just gonna go for your spleen. You don't need that.
it's like we sentence you to 6 piercings by the blade. You know. Plus, I mean, this is like spoiled American mentality or something. It's like, oh, I can't steal street signs in Singapore. Oh, I thought this was America.
Yeah.
Why are you stealing shit from another country?
Yeah. It's like the guy who got he posted he stole propaganda from Pyongyang, and they locked his ass up, and he died.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate to say it, but this is a Darwin Award right here. This is a Darwin
Yeah,
Award
what
winner.
do you expect?
Yeah. What do you do?
I mean, in a place like that, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna, what do you think's gonna happen? It's not good. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're not saying Singapore is Pyongyang, is fucking North Korea, but this is another country. Why would you go to another country and fucking be a fucking dickhead? It's like fucking Logan Paul went to the fucking suicide fucking mountain and showed a fucking dead body. Like, what are you doing? Oh no, he fucking kidnapped a child. Did you see that in Japan?
No.
I didn't see that. It's a prank, bro.
No, he was running down the street in a panda costume and snatched somebody's kid and ran down the street. And the lady fucking lost her mind.
I mean, that is horrible,
Rightfully
but
so.
that is funny.
It's hilarious, but
It's not funny.
It's kind of funny.
I wonder if he has severe ADHD.
Evan.
He's mentally ill. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
No, but look, and I googled that shit for the caning guy.
Yeah.
Here's another one, and this is a new one as far as I could tell. Oh no, sorry, it was back in 2010. Okay, so not that new, but still newer. Singapore sentences Swiss man to caning for spraying graffiti on subway car.
Why do people do this stuff?
So Singapore sentenced a Swiss man to 3 strokes of a cane and 5 months in prison Friday for spray painting graffiti on a subway car.
Singapore is supposed to be a very beautiful and clean country also.
That's where you can't chew gum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
and no spitting.
Yeah.
Where's the country where the guy, he either spray painted the wall of, like, a 6,000-year-old,
I believe that was America.
No. This was like
in a national park.
No. Did that happen? I don't know about that.
Yeah, it happened.
This was like Thailand or something, or Singapore.
Oh yeah, that was that one too. Yeah.
He spray painted a brick wall, and it was like it happened to be 6,000 years old or some shit like that, or whatever. Some national treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the same thing happened here. Someone spray painted like, oh yeah, I'm gonna spray paint this boulder in the middle of fucking like Yosemite National Park or somewhere. I don't know where the fuck it was. And it's like, but like
That's the Mohawk Peace Boulder.
I mean, it was something like that. It was like actually a wall, and it was like it had some like ancient ass like art or something on it or something. I don't know. And it was like, man, I'm just gonna do whatever here. And it's
It
like
needs a little
and the person
zazzing
was
up.
fined like $10,000 like for defacing this like priceless old ass thing. It's like,
Good.
thanks. You know, like, thanks for being a dick. You know, like, what the fuck?
That's what they get.
People are fucking crazy, man.
They didn't get enough.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Dude,
Ugh.
the sentences for shit like this has to be fucking crazy.
Right.
Like,
Well, that's
you owe us
what it says right here.
$1 million. Like, oh my god.
It says right here, reinforcing the city's reputation for severely punishing minor crimes. Yeah, and
Maybe you can
About the
strip
fucking
them of their
carjacking?
citizenship.
no, the Singapore.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, the city-state's reputation. You know, you live in Singapore City, Singapore. You know, but well, they were doing that in some places. Like, I forget if it was like Sweden or Norway or one of those places. They were doing that with traffic tickets, right? Because it's like, if you get let's say $180 ticket, you're like, God damn, that's a lot of money, you know. But if Bill Gates gets an $180 ticket, he's like, who gives a fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, if you know, they're trying to make it commensurate with your income. You know, like, oh, you're gonna get a $20,000 ticket or whatever. You know, I don't know what it is. But
Yeah. Then you just hire a personal chauffeur, let them get the ticket. Say fuck it.
I guess. But you won't do anything crazy in your Porsche anymore. I guess I don't know. So
I mean, if you're Bill Gates rich, you have enough money to build a private track, so you're good.
I mean, plus if you're Bill Gates, you just fucking $10,000 ain't enough. Like you want to fucking
no, but
Bill
you know what I
Gates in
mean.
the
I mean, it's
pockets.
more like, okay, Bill Gates is an extreme example. What if someone makes $50,000 a year, or someone makes $180,000 a year? You know,
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Right.
it's different. You know, so they're still not Bill Gates rich, but they could probably afford a little more. You know, so and a $180 ticket isn't as bad to the $180,000 a year person versus the $50,000 a year person. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, what else? Oh yeah. So next one here. Boom.
Boom.
New York to London in 3.5 hours. United Airlines is gonna buy 15 ultra fast planes from startup Boom Supersonic.
Dude, are they bringing the Concorde back? This is basically a Concorde, right? This is like
That's what I
it looks
thought.
like a
Looks like
fucking
it.
straight up refurb Concorde without the bendy nose.
Mm-hmm. It says here, they placed a multi-billion-dollar bet on the return of luxury and business travel on Thursday, inking a deal for a fleet of supersonic jets 18 years after the Concorde was discontinued.
And Concorde discontinued because it's too loud and annoying, right?
Yeah.
It's too expensive, you know, to operate, and they can only fly it like over the water, basically. You know, you can't fly it like across the United States because it's too supersonic boom, all that shit.
Does it boom like every time every time you hear it? It's a boom, 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 boom.
I have no idea, man.
I always wonder how that worked. Like, is it like it gets in the air, it gets to speed, boom, and then it's gone, and then it gets to its destination.
That's what I would assume.
And then when it gets and once it slows down to that certain speed, it's like boom, then it slows down and lands. Or is it like every time someone is in hearing range of it, it's like boom, like two booms
just once.
It's not a big deal to me. That's the reason.
I would think it was just the one time, like when it gets up
Yeah.
to its speed, but I don't.
I don't know if there's a sound, or as we call it in the business, a boom, when it leaves Mach speed.
I don't. I'm not
I
a.
don't
Also, this isn't a huge deal to me. I'm sure these ticket prices are going to be astronomical.
Oh yeah,
like
we're not gonna afford
$10,000 to $12,000 per ticket. A normal flight from New York to London is like 6 hours.
Not a big deal. Yeah, this is for like a fucking senator or something who just has to be someplace. This is not for normal people.
They're purchasing 15 planes from this Denver-based company, which is called Boom Supersonic, with the option to purchase an additional 35 planes. Now, also these are the planes don't even exist.
Oh, nice.
Oh, they're not
You know
built.
what I mean? No.
Oh shit.
There's
They have a
not one.
prototype?
Maybe there's a prototype. I don't know, but they don't exist.
Sick render, bro. Tell us more about this vaporware company.
Yeah, I know. Get out of here. Are you trying to hustle, bro?
It says here, it's called the Overture, the plane. The Overture aircraft is priced at
Lame.
$200 million.
Fuck you.
That doesn't sound very expensive. I mean, how much is a 747 or something? I mean,
I don't know.
or a 777 or the one that just, what was the one that caused all the shit?
How much is a 747? Let's ask Google.
What's the one that just caused all the shit?
The Boeing one? The
Yeah.
737 Max or something?
Right.
I don't know.
How much is one of those?
Okay, a 747 cost 300. No, 747s. The first 747s, 100 sold for 24 million. This is in 1970. 747 sells today for 149 million. That's actually not a lot of money.
And how much is a 737 Max?
Practically free now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, those things are just getting retired left, right, and center.
No, they got them. They're in there. People are using them. How much is a 737 Max? The 737 Max. Oh, okay. So they're like 92 million, 115 million, 119 million.
Affordable.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I thought planes cost more than that for some reason. It's like 300 million. You know, I don't know how much a fucking plane costs. So. Obviously, not a planologist. So it says the Overture jet would be capable of flying at Mach 1.7. So it said New York to London 3.5 hours instead of 6.5 hours. So take 3 hours off the thing. The jet would offer all business class seats for 65 to 88 passengers. Okay, with service beginning by 2029.
Jesus Christ.
Shit, we'll all be dead by then. What the fuck?
Yeah, the world's gonna be over. We'll have the personal teleporters by the aliens who are gonna invade next month.
Here it says they have no idea how much the tickets are going to cost, but they envision them being near $2,500.
Yeah, right.
So their eyeing routes include Newark to London, San Francisco to Tokyo, which could be done in 6 hours compared with the current flight time of more than 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Federal Aviation Administration rules prohibit supersonic travel over land. Okay. So I just saw this. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, they're bringing this shit back, huh? Like, okay, cool.
Maybe we'll get to see one day.
Yep. All right. Well, what do we got next here? Something about Mr. Data.
Yeah. So this is a fun one. I thought you guys would get a kick out of this. So
Okay.
this German guy, redid Data. He kind of deep faked Data from the Picard's first episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much better. It is so much better. If you scroll down, this article explains a little bit, but if you scroll down, I think about de-aging German style. That's what it is. You don't have to watch the video now, but that video, it's like 1 minute and 40 seconds or whatever. It's so fucking good. Like, it just, as soon as you see the new, redone look, it just looks, with his voice, oh, it takes me back, dude. It takes
Why
me
do you
fucking
think
back.
the studio didn't do that?
I don't know, dude. These companies, every time a studio de-ages somebody or has to do something, it's bad. Every fucking time. I've never seen a good, age rollback done by a studio. Never. I've never seen a good one. I can't think of a single one that was like, oh, that's good. Every single time. It's like Henry Cavill's mustache from the Snyder film. Do you guys remember that?
I didn't watch
I don't
it.
watch any of that, James.
Okay. You guys saw the Snyder cut, though, right?
No.
No.
You didn't watch that?
I've never seen any Justice League movie or anything like that.
Neither have I.
Jesus. Fucking elitist. Alright, well, anyway, in the first cut of the movie, Zack Snyder left, and they had all these reshoots to do. And by that time, Henry Cavill he had a contract to have a mustache for Mission Impossible. So they brought him back for the reshoots. He did the reshoots in the Superman costume with a fucking mustache, and then they digitally edited it out, and it's hideous. He has this fake lip, and it looks so fucking crazy. It's horrible. And I was like, how did you guys do this? Like, probably like when the DVD came out, by the time the DVD was out, people had redone the mustache. You know? And I was like, how is this? Like, I know you had a professional company work on this. Like, how is this so bad? You know? And it's just like every single time they have to digitally edit a face, it's shit. It's absolute shit. So, this is another great example. Like, they could have easily deep faked the shit out of him, you know? And this guy, that's what he did. He said he uses low-res deep fakes, and a bunch of other things. It's like he's in here for a minute. You know, not even a minute. It's on his face for like 30 seconds. And then I think he's on there like another 30 seconds in a later episode. So they could have done this right. You know what I mean? There's a million ways to do this right. And just take a little care. Not even to mention the hairline. There's a hairline problem. He had to fix the hairline too. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, bro. Anyway, I digress.
All right.
So definitely watch that. You're a Star Trek fan. Watch that. Do yourself a favor. It's not. It's really it's a real treat. It's honestly like it made me feel like I was like this is home. You know what I mean? I felt great about it. So yeah.
All right. Well, we'll check that out. Thank you, sir.
No
problem. Let's see. Next up, this idiot. Trump ends blog after 29 days.
Oh God.
Infuriated by measly readership. It says here, upset that it was being mocked for low traffic, Trump ordered his team Thursday to put the blog out of its misery. That's hilarious.
Who would have thought?
Take it down.
So there's another.
So what is that, like failed Trump business number 94?
I mean, he's still supposed to be launching his own like social media thing, you know, at some point. Although you guys know Parler's back, right?
I don't pay attention to that now.
It's back, baby. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure the whole story on that one. We'll have to look at that at some point. But anyway, so of course they're making the excuse that, oh well, you know, he's gonna do his own social media thing. So this was just a little whatever. You know, it doesn't really matter. Like, whatever. Like, okay. It says here the blog was just auxiliary to the broader efforts we have and are working on. Like, okay.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, he, you heard about do I have this link somewhere? I meant to have this link. I don't know where it is. But apparently he wore his pants backwards at an event.
I saw that somewhere. I was like,
Yeah,
what
he
the
was
fuck?
on his stage and the pants were backwards. I was like, yo, are those butt creases on the front of your pants? What's going on, bro?
Dude, I just saw that on one of these things. I was like, what am I looking at? I
Yeah.
was like, what is this?
I would love to see a picture of that.
I'll find it. I had it open somewhere. I'll find it.
Yeah, that's look, Trump pants. Here.
How do you even do that?
don't
It's
know.
so uncomfortable.
It says here on Snopes, it's like, no, Trump not wear his pants backwards at a rally.
Oh,
You know,
man.
it's like, okay.
It's like he just has a butt in a front butt also.
Dude, look at the picture.
Makes it look like that.
Look at the picture. It really looks like it. It really looks like it. And the zipper there's no zipper. It's just a sew line. It's just a straight line like this. There's no zipper. It looks really weird.
I just sent it to, or did you put it in the show notes? Or?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I just sent you guys a link. You can check it out if you want. But yeah, it's like they're like crisscross. Like it's like crisscross memes have already begun. Crisscross will make you Trump. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, that is funny. So no more Trump blog, thankfully.
Yeah.
Dude, it said it was unveiled A grand unveiling replete with an action movie-style trailer that proclaimed, "In a time of silence and lies, a beacon of freedom arises." Ugh, gross. No, whatever. That's fine. Goodbye to that. And goodbye to wearing pants or whatever. I don't know. He's going to start poo bearing it.
Please, God, no.
Like, what's the guy in China, right? Everyone's like, he looks like him.
Yeah. The God Emperor President?
No, that's in North Korea.
Well, I don't know his official title, but the ruler of China, yes.
I believe.
Whose name I don't know, something Ping.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his exact title is. If he's the president, or is he the head of the Politburo Standing Committee, or what he is? But you know.
Wow.
Yeah, there's something like that. This was a Xi Xiaoping or something. What is it?
Something like that. Yeah.
China. Okay, here we go. Chinese. Well, Evan, you know some Chinese people, right?
The China virus.
I'll ask them.
Ask them what this whole China thing's about.
Dude, what if I got a custom credit card with Winnie the Pooh's, like a rendering of Winnie the Pooh with Xi Jinping's face on it, and only use that to pay at the restaurant?
Well, there you go.
Should be like, get out.
They probably don't care. You think they're like, we love China's... They probably love China. They probably don't love China's government. You know?
I have no idea.
Let's see. He's the General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party.
Okay.
The longer title is the General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China.
El Presidente.
And it says the General Secretary, so that's what he is a standing member of the Politburo and the head of the Secretariat.
Stop.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Who plays the back of the horse, Mike?
So he's been in there since November of 2012, and he was reelected in 2017.
Isn't he president for life now? Do they have that law, or is that just Putin?
I'm not sure, but they did do something for him. I think they removed term limits, right?
Okay, so he's president for life.
So they put here term length 5 years, no term limit. So, and I think that might be what they changed. And I think they did the same thing in Russia. I think you're right. I think they removed, if there were any term limits, they removed them. I think that's what they did. Sure.
Also, forever immunity for former presidents of Russia.
Right. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Whatever it's called, but yeah.
Well, you know, they apparently they have that in the UK. I was reading something, and they're like, you can't sue the Queen, right? It's like, yeah, it's like, and someone, I was reading the comments, someone's like, it's literally sovereign immunity. It's like, you ever heard that term? That's what it is. It's literally the sovereign is immune. You know, it's like, oh yeah, okay. So I guess that makes sense. You know, like, I don't think the Queen can be charged with a crime. You know, so yeah, that makes sense. Which reminds me of a book that I'm reading right now. I haven't finished it yet, James, but
The Queen's Crime?
no, the Astrophage book.
Yeah, Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, I was just listening to the part where she's in court, and you're like, you're violating all these patents. She's like, here's a thing that says I'm immune from all crimes. Thank you.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Like,
Here's a note.
yeah, here's a note from the United Nations, and here's a note from the president saying that I'm pardoned for any and all crimes forever, or whatever. Like, okay.
Awesome.
I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's go to the next shit. So let's go to Florida. Let's see what's going on in Florida, huh? So here's some more dumb shit, but in a different way. So listen to this headline: Florida man took his son on paintball drive-by. Police said the boy, who was 10 years old, ended up shot with a real gun.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, it started off bad and then ended up worse. What do you expect?
So get this, right here in the article. It was the 10-year-old's idea, police later said. He'd asked his dad if he would take him on a drive-by shooting with his paintball gun, and the dad, who's 26 years old, allegedly said yes.
Smart.
And so they were shooting,
Very smart.
Shooting out the dad's van into the crowd of people, and one of them thought they were really getting shot at, I guess, and so he pulled his gun, his real gun, and shot and managed to wound the young boy. So he's in the hospital. And of course, the dad is now under arrest for child neglect.
Good.
Because he's like, yeah, let's go on a drive-by shooting.
Yeah. I'm glad the dad's under arrest, and I'm glad that the child... I was going to say I'm glad they got shot, but I'm glad they learned something from this.
So, in a police report, detectives allege the father, and here's quote, acted recklessly by agreeing to conduct a drive-by paintball shooting, end quote. Okay.
Yeah, 26 is too old to have kids. You're still dumb as fuck. And this guy's even dumb. I mean, if Logan Paul and his brother can exist...
You mean too young to have kids?
Yeah.
It means he was 16 when this child was born.
Yeah.
Right? Because the kid is 10 years old.
Yeah. It's a guy that already has bad decision making.
And so this article came out June 2nd. It says here the incident capped a bloody outburst of gun violence in Miami that killed 3 and injured more than 30 people over Memorial Day weekend, including one high-profile attack that allegedly involved a protege of Grammy-nominated rapper DaBaby, who I don't know who that is.
Wait, what happened to the baby?
A protege. Wow.
A protege of DaBaby was involved. In
Mike,
some
you
gun
know who
violence.
that is.
I don't.
It is the Catch Me Outside girl.
No, that's Bad Baby or something.
Oh,
No,
why
the
are there?
baby's
Why are there?
baby's a black guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
why are there these more
The
than
Cash
one of
Me
these
Outside
persons?
girl is... Her name is... fucking Killer Queef or something? I don't know. It's not... It's
That's not
No,
her
Mike
name.
said it.
Isn't
What's
it
it
Bad Baby or something?
Yeah.
BHAD?
No, Bad Bobby.
Okay, I don't know how you pronounce
It's
it. but yeah.
Baghdad Barbie or some shit like that. That's what it's like. Baghdad Barbie or Baghdad something.
It's right here. Here, I just sent it to you guys. Bad Baby. H's.
It's horrible.
I don't think it's pronounced like that though. Let me see where you sent it.
I don't know how you pronounce it, but there you go.
Where'd you send it?
To our
No,
place where we
Hangouts
send things.
chats.
Google Hangouts, Google Meet chat, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's not the Google Meet chat, it's Google Hangouts. So. Bad Baby. Bad
Oh, you know what? I've been pronouncing it Bad Bobby. Like Baghdad. Like Baghdad baby. I don't fuck. I'm stupid. Doesn't matter. We're all dumb.
Baghdad Baby.
She's worthless. Let's not worry about it.
Baghdad Baby. I actually had another article about her, but I didn't put it in here. That's okay.
Yeah, this is the girl. She has an OnlyFans?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. This is the girl who was on, Cash Me Outside, and she had this song about Gucci slippers.
That I don't know.
Flip flop.
I definitely never listened to any of her songs. So,
Yeah, I have one of her songs in my thing because it's just like crackhead catchy.
Danielle Peskowitz Brigoli, known professionally as Bad Baby, is an American rapper, songwriter, and internet personality.
She made $1 million on OnlyFans in 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
She's She's not even that good looking. All right, enough. Ain't she like 16?
She was born in 2003.
Jesus Christ.
So she is now 18
Fuck out of here.
as of like 2 months ago.
Enough, Michael. Enough. You're fucking my life up, please.
See, I didn't invent these people, okay?
Yeah,
Mike, you're a moderator in her Twitch chat.
Yeah.
You're a part of this.
Yeah, okay. If anyone's a moderator in anyone's Twitch chat, it's you, right?
I am a moderator in several Twitch chats, okay? Just not hers.
Oh, man. So anyway, Florida, fun times. All right, we already kind of mentioned it, but we'll just mention here D-Day. So 77 years ago is when United States and its allies landed on the beach at Normandy, and
Fuck shit up.
started attacking the Germans and their allies.
Who were simply minding their business.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
They're
fuck
having
these
a
Germans
picnic.
like, what is all this? Ah, no. Oh, dude, I saw a fucking great meme that was like aimed at British people. It had like 4 different things. It's like British people are like, I'm British, that it was like, oh my god, I gotta find it. Well, I'll find it later. All right, but anyway, so yeah, Normandy obviously is in France, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Omaha Beach, Normandy, etc., all that. Now, before the show started, we were like, why is D-Day called D-Day? Like, what does D-Day mean? And we tried looking that up, and that led into a whole thing where apparently it's just a military term meaning for like the day we're gonna do this shit.
It's very disappointing.
Right. So D-Day is like a military term, which apparently they try to stop using now because it refers to this D-Day now, mainly, and not just a D-Day in general. So D-Day military term. I'm going to put that down here at the bottom. D-Day. So everyone can look it up if they want to and see all the details on that.
Yeah, all the details.
There you go, huh? So, D-Day is the day on which a combat attack or operation is to be initiated. The term D-Day and H-hour are used for the day and hour on which a combat attack or operation is to be initiated. They designate the day and hour of the operation. Okay. So, whatever.
The day designated for destruction.
I didn't even know today was D-Day until I was on NPR's website and there was an article about D-Day, and I was like, oh, okay. I think it's more meaningful for people of an older generation than us, I'll be honest. Like I'm really surprised my mom didn't say anything, because
She was in Canada when it happened.
she usually says something.
She's very un-American.
James, the Canadians were very much involved in World War II.
Michael,
I want you to
they
know
You
that.
want to tell yourself that, but
They sent
we
like
all know
6
it's not
guys
true.
there.
Scotty got
Yeah.
his finger shot off, okay?
Who?
Scottie Pippen. No, fucking Scotty.
Black
fucking
basketball player, Scottie Pippen.
James
Charles Montgomery Scott.
James Doohan. Yes.
Look, he was one of 16 Canadian Mounties
Was he
sent
really,
over to patrol.
Was he really there? In real life? For real?
Yeah, of course.
What do you mean, yeah, of course. How would I know that? I had no idea.
Aren't you a
We've
student
talked
of
about
Trek?
I mean, not to that degree.
God damn.
It's like, I mean, I like the characters. I don't give a shit about the people.
What a fucking asshole. I swear to God, man.
Mike, you'll go... There's no limit to the lengths that you will go to justify Canada's existence.
Yeah. Always trying to validate this place.
Always reaching. It's crazy.
Just fucking recognize your place in the world. And don't worry
He was a pilot in World War II. Okay.
Oh, big deal. No, I'm just kidding. Let me ask you a question, unrelated to Scotty Doohan or whatever. Why is it so hard to adopt a dog? Why is it so much harder to adopt a dog than it is to just go buy a dog and a fucking puppy?
Same reason it's harder to adopt a child than it is to just have one.
Yeah.
That isn't.
There are no approvals necessary to have a child, right? You can just have one.
That's because there's no approvals in general, but I can just go to a place and buy a dog.
Right.
But I can't adopt a dog. If I adopt a dog, they're like, we gotta come to your house. We
Right.
want to vet you as a human being.
Right. Same thing with adopting a person. They gotta vet you, make sure you're not crazy, blah blah, all this stuff. But you want to just have a kid? Have at it.
So you're saying
No laws.
You're saying there's a parallel, but you're not saying it's right or makes sense.
Correct.
Okay, good enough.
That is correct.
I mean, they don't want you to adopt a dog haphazardly, and then it's back at the shelter in a week.
I mean, there's that. But yeah, they want to make sure you're not a crazy person, that you're going to take care of the dog right, that this and that, blah, whatever.
It's not an eaten dog.
You're not fighting it. Yeah,
You're fighting it
Can
or
we have
having
Bender burgers?
or having it fight.
Yes,
You're fighting
both.
it. You're getting in a fist fight with the dog.
Yep,
Like
both good.
Like what's his name? Fucking principal, whatever. In that's the guy in the American Dad. Yeah, the principal. Yeah, he's like sitting there like he's like getting better. He's like, I haven't had a fist fight. He's like, I haven't gotten into a fist fight with a dog in weeks. It's like, what? He's like, I can't even say. He's like, I say cocaine now and not cocaine or whatever. Like, it's like, what? Like,
Yeah, I want to get a dog, but I'm just like thinking to myself, I want to be like a responsible person who doesn't just go get
hold my pocket.
Doesn't be like, I need a puppy. I need to get this dog. I want to be a responsible person who's like, okay, I'm gonna go get a dog who needs a home. But it's fucking impossible to do.
So, yeah, the only thing I could say that could maybe make it a little easier is if you went through one of these quote-unquote rescues.
No, the rescues are where they do all that shit. You gotta go to like maybe the state. The state, like, they don't have any rules. They're like, hey, you want an animal? You eating it?
No, they probably
You can go to
go
the pound, right?
They do.
You
They
can
vet
just-
you. Absolutely.
Who the pound does?
Yeah. When we adopted
I mean, I know
my
you
dog
fill
a
out
million years
paperwork
ago,
and everything.
They came to my house. They interviewed my mom. They
Really?
Oh, they didn't do any of that for cats.
absolutely. Oh, cats. They're like, here you go. I'm like, whatever.
I mean, they breathe like rats.
Cats are fine. You
Yeah.
know, they'll climb on top of a milk carton. They're good. You know, like, whatever.
Climb on top, climb inside, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're fine.
Take a nap.
Yeah, you know cats. They're like, The dogs are like, we need love. We need a yard. We need whatever. I don't know. So
I guess maybe they want to make sure there's not any annoying children around that the dog's going to attack either.
that too. Well, depends on the animal, right? Like some animals are like, oh, they're good with children, they're blah. Others are like, they're not. This one's not really good with kids. Like, don't get this one if you have kids. Like,
But I want it.
right. Yeah, it says here, going back to Mr. Doohan, he first saw combat landing at Juno Beach on D-Day. Shooting 2 snipers, Doohan led his men to higher ground through a field of anti-tank mines, where they took defensive positions for the night. Crossing between command posts at 11:30 that night, Doohan was hit by 6 rounds fired from a Bren gun, whatever that is, by a nervous Canadian sentry. 4 in his leg, 1 in his chest, and 1 through his right middle finger.
Wait, he got friendly fired?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, that tells you all you need to know to keep Canadians off the battlefield.
The
They're
bullet
mess.
to his chest was stopped by a silver cigarette case given to him by his brother.
He's a werewolf.
What?
Yep. His right middle finger had to be amputated.
Sounds like a ridiculous made-up story. I'll bet you he lost his finger in a tragic bread-eating competition.
This gun looks crazy. It's one of those guns that has the
Yeah, the Bren gun's like a British World War II.
it has a banana magazine coming out the top of it.
Yeah, it's apparently a fucking fucked up gun.
Really?
It's not a good gun. Yeah, it jams all the time apparently. But I think
James, the crust on that sourdough was too sharp for him. Lost a finger.
Oh, the humanity.
It's like he was trying to butter his bread too aggressively and the knife slipped.
Yep, let's make up a elaborate story about it, I guess.
James,
I went to war, blah, blah, blah.
guess what?
blah.
His middle name is actually Montgomery.
Really?
James Montgomery Doohan.
Huh.
Born in Vancouver, British Columbia. There you go.
Well, at least it's not Quebec.
Yeah, at least. Fuck those fucking French people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Their unfounded superiority complex.
That's right. They always think they're better than everyone.
Yep. Also, James, just get a cat.
My mom's allergic.
Does your mom live in your apartment?
No, but she may come, or I may want to take the cat with me somewhere. I like taking my animals with me if I had one. I'd take my cat out of the house and go around. We'd go places.
So, James, if you had to be interviewed, what is your concern? Your place is an absolute mess?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could clean up for them. It's not a big deal. But
There's not really enough room.
Probably that's the other problem. I mean, it's not really the mess. It's more that my apartment's just tiny, you know. And there's a guy who's a German Shepherd in an apartment just like mine. So I know people. I know as long as you're walking the animals and stuff like that, it's fine. But you know, it doesn't matter. I'm just being fucking. Michael just wants me to get a dog. Like Michael's ready to stop the show to have a conversation about this dog situation.
Yeah, I'm like, clean your apartment and
Get
if that's not
apartment.
gonna work, yeah, or get a new move, or say fuck it and just go pay $1,200 and get a new dog and be done with it. All right, because obviously, you know, they want to make the barrier to entry high. Fine, fuck it.
Yeah, I know. I just hate to do that. It feels.
I know. I would hate to do it too, but
Would you at least get a cool dog?
I mean, I was looking at the Shiba Inus or maybe a.
of course,
That's a bad idea.
Of course, he wants a Shiba Inu.
I've always liked them, even before Doge. Anna had one and I liked it.
James, Belgian Malinois or nothing. Okay.
I mean, those are great dogs too. It's an expensive dog. It's a great dog though.
Yeah.
And it might as well be a German Shepherd, which is a crazy ass. It's a lot of dog to keep in this apartment. It's like having
come here, Rufus. It's like, ugh, like what the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
oh man.
Every time I see my friend's German Shepherd, I'm like, I want that dog. Dude, the other day I went to her house the other day, and look, guys, you guys haven't seen this. I'll put a picture of the dog on the post if I remember. But the dog, I went to her house yesterday to pick her up, and she brought the dog outside, and I was like, "What's up, buddy?" And he came. He's like cooled off now, like with me. So I opened the door, the car. I pushed the passenger side car open. He's like this. He gets up, looks in, and I was like, "Give me your paw, paw." And he's, "Oh, okay, shake." And I was like, "Ah, I love this guy." You know, he's so cute. You know, he's a big ass, anxiety-ridden, fucking maniac dog, but he's fucking something cool about him. You know. So,
Simple, obedient interaction.
What?
That's your experience with the dog.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. I thought I was like, is that an acronym? Yeah, no. The dog's cool though, man. So now that just like, I mean, I've been wanting a dog for a while now, you know, but the dog's cool. So I don't know, but I'm also torn between like maybe I should just focus on moving first, which is like something I'm thinking about. We're so off track here, man. Let's get this show on the road, man. Nobody wants to hear about my personal drama about trying to get a dog.
All right. Well, let's go to the stranger danger. So this is just an interesting little thing someone wrote up about. They were the victim of a SIM swap.
Oh God.
Yeah. So he writes down the whole timeline of events here. So 11:58 p.m. I get a text about service being activated for my phone number, and I lose phone service. So his phone number gets transferred to a new service provider, and his phone just gets deactivated, of course, right? It's like,
Nice.
like, okay. Then he checks my email password is reset. He's like, I didn't notice this for over an hour. Okay. Because, you know, someone said, I forgot my password, and they texted them the code, and they said, yep, here's the code, and then they reset their password, right? So that's the whole goal of this, right? To gain access to your shit. So, and then really their goal was to get his cryptocurrency. So
It's somebody who knew him personally.
maybe, or they're just targeting random people and trying it. I mean, who knows?
No,
you know,
I mean that's a lot to fucking. You know their phone number. You get a phone transfer. I mean that's a lot to fucking like. This guy's and all for the chance that he might have crypto. It's very targeted.
Mm-hmm.
It says here,
I concur.
Coinbase password reset request was sent. Qcoin verification code sent to my email. Kraken username request sent to email. Kraken password reset sent. Blah 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 blah. All this within 20 minutes. Like from the start of phone number being transferred to let's start resetting shit. So he says good thing I had Google two-factor authentication set up using Google Authenticator, the app on his phone, right? So not SMS based on all of these accounts, so they couldn't get into them. He did have SMS on one account, and that's how they got into one of his email accounts. He says he thought he had taken that off, but apparently not. So
shit, damn, I'm gonna fucking. I mean, I use it for most things, but I should really switch it over to use it for everything I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I use it for Google, PayPal.
PayPal, I think that was the only option when I set it up.
Yeah, Binance, and I use it for work stuff.
Yeah, I got the app set up for most things that I can. I have Google Authenticator. Even my Amazon account.
That's terrifying.
You know?
That is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. I know. It's fucking crazy.
Jesus.
So he's like, here, so I spent all day at the carrier stores to get this figured out. So my number was ported over, then canceled. I was unable to port it back to my original carrier to finish out my month of service. He went back to Metro by T-Mobile, was able to get my number back, but I had to buy a new phone since my current device is not unlocked. Oh my god. He says, all in all, I ended up spending about $200 to get my number back. That sucks.
Jesus. So wait, is transferring a phone number, is that the loophole? Is that the weak link in this security chain?
Yeah, it says here his carrier only required a 4-digit PIN to log in and make changes. And it says my mobile carrier only requires a 4-digit PIN code to log in and make changes, which is probably one of the weak points that allowed this attack to happen. So,
I don't think that. Well, I don't know would that work for me or not. They didn't change carriers, right? They just changed phones.
They ported his number to a new carrier.
So it would work.
And activated service on a new.
It would work
on a phone.
It would work on that phone. It would work on any phone.
Well, you'd have to make sure your account is secured, right? Like, what if I walk into a T-Mobile store today, or Verizon, anywhere, and I say I want to port this number over, and it's your phone number, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's James's phone number here. I tell them, yeah, it's my number. Like,
but how do they do? I mean, is there some? There's no password that says, oh, okay, can you clear this transaction? I mean, I've never had to give a password when I ported one of my numbers from, say, this one to that one or whatever the case, like from Verizon to Google. I didn't give anything in code or anything.
There's usually some kind of verification.
Maybe
somewhere.
I gave them a username and password to do it, so they could log into Verizon using an API.
Usually they need at least your account number. They need something. Usually,
yeah,
you know.
But that's account number's easy. That's like you can go fucking trash surfing to find that.
Sure.
Because these companies insist on sending fucking letters. Stop sending me fucking mail, bro. I'm not even looking at it. I'm throwing it in the trash and then it's getting picked up by some fucking ingenious fucking dipshit.
Yeah, that's why you need to shred it.
Fuck.
I know it's a pain in the ass.
I gotta go buy several shredders and let them clutter up my home.
Just burn it in your kitchen sink.
Oh.
He's like, just burn it and put it in the fridge. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Like, that might as well be what you said.
Oh, God. Jesus. Yeah, might as well burn it, then put all those bags, put all the ashes in a bag, and then put water in the bag and freeze the whole mess. Then put it in the freezer and leave it. That's how your freezer's stacked up with it. It's like, I gotta dispose of all that. That's all bills.
That's my PII.
I'm just getting rid of.
take one to your friend's house, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" Well, that's my documents.
Yeah, it's my document case. It's like, that's a frozen bag of garbage.
Terrible.
Oh, jeez. Okay, Michael's going to work this out for us and figure out how to get us around this.
How to secure us?
How to secure us from this.
Yeah, you're in trouble, James, because I still have your SSN memorized. Huh?
My SSN.
Yeah.
Social security number?
Oh, yeah. Mine's in social.
Like, he's fucked. No.
I'm pretty sure this computer's part of a botnet.
I remember I went to pick up his prescription. They're like asking me like, "What's your birth date? What's your this?" I'm like,
Yeah.
blah. I'm just pretending I'm him. I'm like, yeah, James brought us, whatever.
Yeah.
There you go. Like they're like, all right, sounds good. Like, thank you very much.
They don't care, dude. They don't give a shit. The fucking pharmacy's one of the worst offenders, and they do not care. Like, all right, here you go.
I mean, they're asking the questions. I mean, I don't know. I guess they could have asked to see my driver's license or something.
They didn't ask you for the social security number, though, right? They asked
No.
you name and birthday. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And I think your address they asked me for.
Yeah, the address.
So they did not ask you for ID?
No,
No.
That's crazy.
they
don't
never
ask for
do.
ID.
They
No.
never do. Evan,
Why can you pick up a prescription with no ID, but if I want to buy over-the-counter allergy medication with a very small dose of pseudoephedrine, I got to show my license?
that's because of some draconian law they put in, so you can't buy 50 boxes of that shit
To make
and
meth.
make meth. That's when they started doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Entertainment. So I just put in here a question for the panel. So I was thinking about this the other day. James and I do a fair amount of reading, and I'll put reading in quotes, but whatever.
It's fine. I don't read.
I was thinking.
I don't know how.
Evan can't read.
No, I was watching. I was watching a.
He's a well-known illiterate.
Right. Yeah. Sure. I was watching a
Oh,
episode
God.
of Enterprise the other day. Star Trek Enterprise
All right.
for those
Sorry.
not in the know.
This is already starting off right. Okay.
And they reference a book in the episode written by Charles Dickens called Nicholas Nickleby. That's the name of the book.
Okay, I've heard of it. I've never read it.
Right. So that got me thinking. I've probably never read any of the quote-unquote classics. You know? Like, including, like, the Odyssey and Ulysses and Hamlet and all this kind of shit. Like, I've probably read none or almost none of any of these books. Like, I have read a couple of here and there. Like, I remember reading, like, The Grapes of Wrath. You can consider that a classic, but it's not from, like, 1820, so I don't know if it's considered a classic or not.
Something about winemaking, or
Yeah, exactly. It's about winemaking. So got the Great Depression, actually.
that doesn't sound exciting.
And
It's not an exciting book.
John Steinbeck. Yeah, wasn't bad. There's another one about the meatpacking industry, I think.
Jesus.
It was like The Jungle, I want to say it's called.
Are these documentaries or what?
Porn. Meatpacking.
Well, anyway, there's all these classic books that I've basically never read. And I don't know if any of you guys have read them either. I'm guessing no. Although Evan may have read a couple Shakespeare's here and there.
I've read a couple of Shakespeare's for English class. I have read.
Right.
I think I've read both the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Okay.
I've read.
Evan's very well read for someone who can't read.
Yeah, well.
I've read. I mean, this is all like because they were assigned in high school. I believe I've read.
I was in the dumb class, so I didn't get any of these.
I'll say the trilogy, like Dante's Inferno and shit like that.
You read that or no?
Jesus.
Yeah.
I never read that.
See, I never read that.
I read
never
the Iliad.
I
and
read-
Odyssey, but
So I
not
say I
that.
never read any of these things. So
I think I read Dante's Inferno in a day and a half.
Jesus.
I don't remember much about it because it was like 20 years
Because
ago.
I read it in
but-
a day and a half.
No, well, it didn't speak to me. Like I remember 20-year-old, TV episodes better than that book. So
I remember reading The Merchant of Venice. I want to say I read that, which is that's a Shakespeare book
Yeah, I read that.
or play, whatever. But I barely remember it, and that was an English class thing.
Yeah. The Shrew, something of the Shrew.
Taming of the
Taming
Shrew.
of the Shrew. Read that.
I never read that.
Didn't read King Lear or what's the other one? Was like Bartholomew. Your head. You had the skull in his hand or whatever.
And then Hamlet.
That's Macbeth.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Macbeth.
It's
Okay.
Macbeth. Okay. So maybe I don't know. Othello. Read that.
Yep.
I mean, those
Othello.
books, honestly, that's fair because those books, everything we've mentioned so far is barely in English. So
Yeah.
beat it.
It's a slow.
So you're saying
arduous
no.
read.
So you're saying that's a negative.
I would say, I'm sure you were going to listen to them anyways. I would say listen rather than read.
There's
It
Charles,
might help.
but also Charles Dickens, right? That's in English, I'm assuming. I don't know.
I've read.
Mostly.
You're talking
He's
about
like, I've read that. Read what? That's
the
an
one
author.
the one with the N-word. Huckleberry Finn.
I don't think that's Charles Dickens.
No, that's not. What's he done?
Mark Twain is the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Which I've also never read.
Mark Twain. I've read
Moby
Mark
Dick?
Twain. I read his collected works.
Let's see. Somehow I doubt that, actually. But
No,
Dedicated to Guinan.
I read the one with the N-word. I read the one with the N-word. That's it.
well, isn't that
Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Finn? Okay.
Yeah. And the one where he paints the fence. There's two of them. There's one where he paints the fence.
Right.
and
There's a
one
couple
where
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's one where he goes down the river. It's like in part 1 and part 2 sort of thing going on.
And what's the book?
N-word Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Exactly.
N-word joke.
Thank you. Yeah. No. What's the one with where they're oh fuck, what is it? And I never read Moby Dick. That's another one. But no, what's
You know what you might like, Mike? And maybe this is what you're thinking of. Jules Verne.
Maybe never read any of that.
Was it 40,000 or 20,000 leagues under the
40,000
sea or
Leagues Under
whatever?
the Sea yeah, whichever one it was, with the submarine.
I think it's 20,000 Leagues.
Yeah, no, I didn't read it. I
and then
saw
there's
I saw the
From the
Disney
Earth
movie.
to the Moon. That's another one, I think. But no,
What's
Is that
the
where they
point
launch a
of this,
rocket
Michael?
into the cheese?
no, what's the one where Uncle Tom? You're Uncle Tom. What book is that? Is that Uncle Tom's Cabin? Or something?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Tom's Cabin. What's the point of all this, Michael? Where were you getting at about the classics?
I'm saying should we be reading these? Should we
No.
have read these?
No, they're all horrible.
They're all horrible books that deserve to die.
Look, if you are
Classic
people-
literature is crap.
No, people. Here's what I learned about the classics.
Okay.
Okay, it's like what's that movie
Goddamn.
that people like? I don't give a damn, Charlotte. I don't give a damn, or whatever. The fucking Southern movie that's 19 hours long.
You mean Gone with the Wind?
Roots?
Gone with the Wind.
Oh.
Didn't you watch Gone with the Wind, me, Evan?
Nope, I've never seen it.
Michael, was it you?
I've never seen it.
I thought Chanel forced us to watch it.
No.
Isn't that what
She was going
Scarlett?
to, but it never happened.
Scarlett O'Hara is the
Is
character.
that the Sound of Music?
No, Scarlett O'Hara is something different, but yeah. Maybe it is. I don't know. Hold on. If you watch that movie, you're going to be like, oh, this is just objectively a bad movie. It's not a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a classic and interesting because it came out a million years ago. The thing you'll notice when you watch it, do yourself a favor. Watch that movie and watch any Bollywood movie from the beginning of Bollywood or any Nigerian movie from the beginning of Nigerian filmmaking, and you'll see a ton of parallels.
Right.
Okay, besides having color and better film, you'll see a long meandering plot with all kinds of characters doing all kinds of things making no sense. That's all it shares. Okay, because
dancing.
And dancing. It's the beginning of their cinema, it's the beginning of our cinema, and it's the beginning of Bollywood cinema. That's all it shares to me. That's why it's interesting. Otherwise, it's not a good movie. It's a representative of a very poor time in the antebellum time in American history. Not a good time, at least from my perspective. I guess I get why people like it, but it's not a good movie.
The line, I think the line that James was thinking of is, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." Something like that.
I mean, it's just not a good movie. So when I look at those books are cool and all. Fucking Huckleberry Finn is a great book about it's a great coming of age story. But we've read a dozen great coming of age stories. There's one coming out every 15 minutes. Authors using all these techniques that these guys have made and mastered. These guys created and made and built upon and made better. So are they good books? No. Are they interesting because they're the beginning of this time period of like great writing? Sure, okay. I'll take that. But do you need to read them? I think the Iliad and shit is good, but even that, I read the Iliad and Homer, and I read it because I was like, oh, this is going to be a book that's going to change everything for me. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that at all. It's literally just a fucking story. It's an epic story. Like you could get
Gilgamesh.
Go watch Lord of the Rings.
Just watch Gladiator. Oh yeah, that's better.
Yeah, watch Lord of the Rings, and you will understand the Odyssey. I mean, it's not the same, but it has the same feel, you know. I mean, so it's not bad. It's just like, I mean, sure, read it. It's not gonna hurt you to read it. You know, there's a lot of weird terms in there. You're gonna go, what the fuck is this? You know, what is a? I can't even think of a word, but there's a lot of that shit in it. But I don't know. I'm not the definitive like truth teller on all these topics. That's how I feel about it. I wasn't impressed. You know, I was more impressed with The Art of War. That at least has some uncommon knowledge to teach you, and the snippets that I've read of the Prince, that has something to teach you. Like every little piece of that I've read is interesting as fuck. Like you're gonna learn something from reading that. Same with The Art of War, but the rest of that stuff, it's just good storytelling, and it's the storytelling that you find in books everywhere nowadays. So, you know, that's how I feel.
So, Scarlett O'Hara is the protagonist in Gone with the Wind.
Great.
Just so you know.
Great. Go get yourself The Prince by Machiavelli. That's a good book. I need to read
read-
that. That's on my.
have you
Oh,
read
Tupac wrote a book?
That's on my list. Yeah, Tupac wrote a book. Hail Mary. Yeah, Tupac wrote a book. Well, not Tupac. The guy who works at the Chicken Out in College Park who looks like Tupac. He wrote that book.
Did DMX write any books? If he did,
he can't write.
If he did, we need to read such
Dude,
things.
I can't. I'm sure it's about prayer or something.
How to Rough Ride.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like exactly.
That would be more
Like
interesting.
rough Riding 101.
That'd be
you know?
more interesting than any book that he probably wrote. Which is, if he did write a book, it's about the Bible. I'll tell you some Bible shit.
Mm-hmm.
DMX is featured in films such as Belly, Romeo Must Die, Exit Wounds, Cradle to the Grave, and The Last Hour. Whatever that is.
Yeah, there's a book. Well, there's a book about his life called Earl. EARL, the autobiography of DMX.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know if this might have come out like just a couple days ago. I have no idea.
Yeah, probably.
And it's not by him. It's by some guy named Smokey Fontaine.
Of course it is.
October 21st, 2003. So there's a bunch of books about him. Okay. Biography of the rapper Biography of the Man Who Walked the Dog. Jesus. Celebrity coloring
So,
book.
Mike.
He has a celebrity coloring book, B.
It's interesting.
Christmas presents.
It's interesting. Yep, you all are getting a copy of the Epic of Gilgamesh, and, and I'm getting the autobiography of DMX by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles or whatever.
It's a book of song.
It's like told
So-
through this album. Like what? Like,
Jesus, Gucci Man.
Mike,
has an
why do you want
autobiography?
to read the classics?
hmm?
Why do you want to read the classics? Is it for you, or is it so you can say you've done it in some conversation 3 years from now?
Well, I feel like they come up every now and again, and one would get the references to things if one had read these things, right? Like it's like, oh yeah, everyone's read Hamlet. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, like no, I haven't. You know,
I mean,
but
you go through life on a daily basis. You just told me you hadn't seen any of the Zack Snyder things, and none of the Justice Leagues. I know you've only seen like one of the Marvel movies. You go through life not understanding more relevant pop culture references on a daily basis. Do you really care if you're missing some ancient thing from Gilgamesh that Zoomers and most millennials won't understand? Like,
that'll
no
make me
one's-
superior
And-
to them.
Are you going to remember any of it?
Yeah, some of it.
There's no. I don't even know. What reference. Maybe someone calling a woman a shrew. Like, you know, but I think all those references you get them. Like if you see a guy holding a skull and talking to it, and saying, Yurick, I knew you well, and then throwing the skull away or some shit like that, you'd be like, oh, that's a fucking Hamlet reference. You know?
He put it in the freezer for later.
Yeah,
with the
Well,
documents.
I might know that now that you said that. Otherwise, no, I would not have known that at all.
Look, I mean, but we don't. It doesn't mean anything to us.
Read them for a reason.
We're like, oh, that's Shakespeare. That's it.
That's not a good reason. Don't read them because you're missing references. You're not missing anything. If you're worried about missing references, go watch a Marvel movie. There's tons of shits of references and memes you just aren't getting because you don't know about any of this stuff. There's a million memes about Henry Cavill's mustache because it was so ridiculous. That's why I was kind of shocked that you didn't know. You know, I mean, there's tons you're missing out on in life. It's not based about. It's not based around the Odyssey. Trust me, it's not. Unless you're trying to get those ancient Greek memes, like, did you hear what this motherfucking Socrates said, yo? Like, I don't know, man. I think you're good, brother. If you want to read them, but don't read them for relevance. Read them because you want to.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you won't enjoy them as much as Zombie Fallout 24.
Yeah, you're not going to. You're not going to pull anything out of them. I'm telling you, if you want to pull something out of something, read The Art of War. Go get yourself an abridged version of The Art of War. It's great. It's like a fucking 5-hour read. Listen on Audible. Reading it super easy, and every single time the guy opens his mouth, it's a morsel of fucking wisdom. Or 48 Laws of Power. Whoa. That book's fucking powerful.
That I definitely need to read.
That's dude,
on my list.
That's everybody. That's a must-read for everybody. Everything by that guy is amazing. Dude, if you want like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, get 50 Cent's version of that book, 50 Laws of Power. No, it's
50th Law.
50th Law, yeah. It's written by that guy.
Right, Robert Greene.
Yeah, it's written by Robert Greene. So Robert Greene and 50 Cent worked on together on it because 50 Cent, I guess, loves his books and uses his books to carry him through life. So that's what the 50th Law is. It's an amazing book. You know, the 48 Laws of Power, I have that one. That's a great one. He has a book talking about, what is it called?
The Art of Seduction. It's another one of Robert Greene's books.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't read that one. I was thinking you said Art of Seduction. I was like, I'm not talking about mystery right now.
It's all related, brother. It's all related.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I'll be. Robert Greene wrote it. I'm interested, but Mystery wrote it. I'm not interested.
I just re-listened to the mystery book, which isn't the mystery book at all.
The Mystery Method.
The Game by Neil Strauss.
Yeah.
And of course, one of the people that they mentioned in it is Louis Depayne.
Who's that?
And you know who that is?
Nope.
That used to be Mitnick's best friend.
Oh, right. Sure.
Yeah. So, very interesting, all these tie-ins.
But there's a book that he wrote. It's similar to The Art of War. I can't think of what it's called now. But basically he looks through epic battles through history and equates the lessons learned to your life. So one of the people he is constantly referencing is Napoleon. You know, because Napoleon's battles, I think as Americans we don't know a lot about Napoleon. But this
I don't know anything about Napoleon other than he was short, which is probably not true.
Yeah,
so.
No, he was short.
It was not true.
It wasn't true?
He was above average height for that time period.
Oh, yeah, sure. Short by our standard. But
yeah, I mean, he was 5'7".
Yeah. But he was a military genius. Like, at a level not seen since his time. Like, he's astoundingly, insanely smart. You know? Like, he was like this fucking... People like, oh, he was a tyrant, he's a piece of shit, he's a dirtbag. But that's because he fucking single-handedly... Every time Europe fucked with him, he subjugated the shit out of them. Like, they had to create an alliance of, like, every country in Europe, including pre-Soviet Russia, to fucking try to take him down. And they barely were able to do it. He's amazing. Like, the shit that beat...
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah. The shit that beat Russia in World War II, or beat the Nazis in World War II, he took that shit on the fucking chin and like, yo, we're going through the fucking... We're taking a supply chain and dragging it through fucking Moscow. Like, he was fucking amazing, honestly. He was a military genius of epic proportion. So, every time he talks about him, he loves talking about him, and he's always showing, like, how it's like, oh, this is, like, a tactic where this explains a lot about things you can do in real life, and it's, like, super applicable. It's not vague. There's no vagary. It's an instruction set. You know? I need to listen to it again. You know, and I need to listen to the Art of War again, and I need to go get an actual copy of the Prince and listen to that or read that. You know, because I've been told this every time all the little snippets I've heard are great.
Right. What's the isn't there another book like that? Like The Prince, but it's not. It's
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, anyway. All right.
I know people are always saying Machiavelli. Go read Machiavelli, but I assume when they say Machiavelli, they're talking about The Prince. Maybe there's another book I don't know about.
Right. What's have you guys heard of Colo Cholo? What is it?
Nope.
Colo Cholo. Isn't that Cholo
Nope.
your ass?
That's very racist.
Yeah. No, Cholo is like a really racist term for a Mexican, right?
Oh,
Cholo.
shit. Is it?
Yeah. Uh huh.
You ever heard of
I didn't know
figure?
I thought it was like, oh, is it like, it's like they're saying, it's like black people are like, what up, my net? Is it like that? Is that why, like, why, like, Spanish people like, what's up, Cholo? Like,
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Well, Mexicans, not Spanish. You know, I guess generally.
Oh, I don't
Spanish.
fucking know. I don't know.
Latinx.
Latinx.
It doesn't go over well with that community.
Yeah. He's like, "What up, Cholo?"
What the fuck? What?
Somewhere a
Goddamn.
Latin king is like, "What?"
MS-13's coming for you now.
Oh, jeez. Oh my God, that's hilarious, Michael. It's like, you ever heard of Wonky Honky or there's a TV show called Kitty the Kike. I'm pretty sure it's like, what?
Holy shit. Okay, so what I was trying to think of, and I'm going to send you guys the link here. Another book I've been told, I've heard that I need to read. The Alchemist.
Oh.
Okay.
I've heard
And
of
it
this,
is
but
by,
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know how you say his last name. Paulo Coelho? I don't know how you say his last name. But there. That's the book I was trying to think of. I'm sorry.
The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
Sure.
Coelho? C-O-E Coelho. Coelho? Coelho? We'll just say Cholo.
Coelho.
1993.
Yes. First published in 1988. Originally written in Portuguese. It's been widely translated. Yeah, okay. So, yo no sé, but there you go. Anyway, that was the one I was trying to think of.
Is this nonfiction or is it like kind of like an instructional sort of deal like the other ones?
It seems like a coming of age story, James.
It's it is a fiction. It is fiction. Yes.
Okay, well, you let me know how it is.
But it's supposed to be like, like, oh, this will help you live your life right or something. I don't know.
Okay,
like
I have seen this. I've seen this 25th anniversary book cover one. I've seen this one.
Okay.
I've seen it on Audible. I didn't know what it was though. Metaphysical and visionary.
If you're looking for answers on how to live your life, Mike, I think the answers are deep down inside you, and you already know them. You just need to do it.
So I need to turn to Christianity, is what you're saying. No.
Oh God.
It works for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Does it?
And by that, I
It's like
mean
hundreds.
telling people...
Literally hundreds of people.
People love to lie to themselves to give themselves purpose.
Yeah, if you want to add yourself to a ancient control system of control, Christianity is there for you.
What about any of the other religions?
There are ancient systems of control.
Except the giant spaghetti monster.
That's a ancient
That's
system
real.
of memory.
That's something else. That's
Or you become a Satanist. That's like a good religion. He's just
Is
like an
it?
atheist. Yeah, he's like an atheist. Christianity.
Just talk to Dr. Banjo.
Atheism. That's all it is, basically.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
It's just like memeing. It's just like the Satan worshiping religion is a meme religion. All they do is attack Christians wherever they can legally attack them. Christians like, I want to put a monument on state property. Like, oh well, here's a statue of Baphomet. Like, oh shit.
I actually have a legitimate recommendation for you, Mike.
Okay.
Ask to be a Mason.
Is that a title of a book? Or is...
No.
Oh, I see. I see. You want me to become a Mason? Or you're suggesting that I might want to.
That
become
is
a
my
Mason.
suggestion. Yes.
Masonic Freemasonry. There it is. Okay. I'll send in my application. No, I don't know how it works, to be honest. I guess I can talk to my father and ask him.
Sure.
He is theoretically a Mason. So. A master Mason.
I take a lot of time and dedication and good works, but I believe that could be a direction to pursue if you want to better yourself and feel elite, which I know we all like.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that is interesting, Evan. I think there's a big religious component to this, though.
Well, I
don't
mean,
know.
you're Catholic.
I
They're
don't-
Christian, mostly.
I don't know how much that
Sort of.
comes into play in it, especially in these modern times. But I'll have to.
It was not in detail, but it was explained to me that all the wisdom you need to know is within the covers of the Bible. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to be Christian, but if you take the lessons for what they are, then that's some good guidance, which I don't disagree with.
I see. Okay. Well, something to consider.
Yep.
Another guy I know is a. So what were they telling me about? Something. So one's a moose.
Mm-hmm.
Moose lodge.
A lodgeman. Yeah.
And then there was another one. I forget what the other one is now. But there's some other one of those things.
There's lions.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, same kind of thing. James and I used to work with someone who was a lion, and we went to see a recreation of some ancient Chinese statues at one of their events.
That's right. I remember that.
Is this in America?
Yeah, it was all right. Yes.
Yeah, was it National Geographic? Downtown DC?
I don't remember where it was. It was in DC somewhere.
I feel like it was in National Geographic. I remember going there and I remember being like, it was cool. I haven't been here since I was a kid.
Nice. All right. Well, why don't we move on to game theory here? We have something about NPCs.
Yeah.
What do we got?
This is not an article. It's a video, but I think if you're interested in video games, you might want to watch this. Not because, and obviously I know I'm always trying to shovel Star Citizen down everybody's throat, but not because it's Star Citizen, but because what he's discussing here in this 40-minute video is the system of NPCs that we want to see in video games coming in the coming future. So we're used to NPCs in video games. That's a non-player character. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's a character who gives you a quest or who walks around and does things in the world, and they're on some kind of loop, and maybe you see the same character over and over again on the same loop all the time, doing the same things all the time. Some characters can speak to you, some characters can't, yada yada, so on and so forth, depending on the game. Some characters have different levels of dialogue. Some characters are hero characters who they have high quality faces and are made to look a certain kind of way because the player character, you have to go and look right at that character. So what we're talking about here is a system. What they're doing in Star Citizen, because they have to have, their goal is to have 99% NPCs and 1% players, or 10% players and 90% NPCs. And the NPCs are going to be flying around, doing this, doing that, going all around the world, and also helping them manage the economy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is in Eve, okay, which is another space game, it's about 12 or 15 years old. In Eve, the players basically run the economy. There are no NPCs doing anything in the economy. and players can consolidate together and shut down entire ports and shut down entire systems by blockading them, and to make the economy not work, which is fine. That's a cool aspect, right? So what they wanted to do to conquer that in Star Citizen was let the economy be to help them manage the economy and manage prices. Was they said we would have the NPCs run the economy, and so that's one thing you could say. NPCs run the economy, so you just set an NPC to do A, B, C, and D, whatever. But what they did was they decided, because Star Citizen's building a framework and a platform. The world has physics. There's barometric pressure. There's air exists in the world, and because oxygen exists, you can have catastrophic decompression on your ship. So that fire exists as a confluence of like too much oxygen and some kind of spark, whatever. So it's like they're trying to build a platform where a world can exist. So what they've done here is they've taken that to the next level with the economy. They've introduced this thing the system's called Quantum, and then the actual NPCs are called Quanta. And what the Quanta do is, the Quanta might have, like, we'll say we have an Evan Quanta, and the Evan Quanta, he has, like, say, 4 or 5 sets of priority, right? Or let's say, for this example, we'll say 2. So he has 2 sets of priority, and one of them is mining, and the other one is ore processing, right? So he will decide what jobs to take in the world based on that, right? So you'll have a ship, let's say a player ship goes and says, oh, I found a big ore vein, and he sells that information to the mining guild or whatever, and then the mining guild gives that information to all the NPCs, to everyone in the world, and NPCs flood that area to mine, and then they take that ore to send it for processing, So basically, the economy, the Quanta will decide. They make a decision, an algorithmic decision. I want to do this. I want to do that. So they're almost like living, thinking things. Almost, Let's say piracy becomes really high in that area, then they'll avoid that area because they have a mission, and their mission is to do this ore processing. That's what they care about. They want to accrue money, do this ore processing, and they're going to do what they can to make that happen. Maybe their goal is security. Maybe their goal is piracy. Maybe their goal is, making buildings or making ships or whatever the case may be. So it's really, really interesting. And I think to diversify games in the future, this is what we want to see, right? We want to see smarter NPCs that are a little bit more autonomous and are making decisions in the world, because that's how you really get living, breathing worlds that aren't so flat, And it gives the player something to discover every time. It's super interesting. So if you're just interested in like hearing about this like really elaborate thing they've designed, this guy has a 40-minute deep dive on it. It's super, super interesting. Definitely something. It's something to see what happens. You know what I mean? It's sad to me that I'm so old that I don't have time to engage in games like I want to, because this is like, I can only imagine, like, Star Citizen won't be the platform for this, but I can only imagine when you get like a World of Warcraft that has this in it, where NPCs and characters are moving around the world doing their own thing, or like any game, an FPS shooter where you introduce NPCs, where the NPCs are like, I want to protect things, I want to fight, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, that's interesting to me, and it's going to create better video games. So, very cool.
All right.
The next one is Demio, I think. This is a VR D&D, basically. And it's cool as fuck. I bought it already. I have it. It's just a cool game. It's just a lot of fun. I haven't got to play it yet because my VR's not hooked up, but I've been watching my buddy play it. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm just posting in here because this is what I'm be doing in the coming weeks. So, I know, Michael, you have VR. Evan, you don't have VR, do you?
He does.
Oh, he does.
I have the same thing Mike does.
Oh, right. Yeah. So this works on all those VR headsets. Very cool stuff. Definitely worth checking out if anyone's interested in it. I don't think these guys are, but, if you guys out there listening have VR and you're interested, this is cool. A lot of fun.
Good. Good to know. It actually does look interesting. So that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
James.
they do a good job taking, because D&D is super complex with all the numbers and math. They do a good job eliminating that, and then they add a card element so you can you accrue money from your dungeon dives, and you can buy more cards that allow you to add more capabilities to your chosen characters. And the maps are, you have to watch a video, but it's fucking cool. It's a great implementation of VR gaming, you know? That's not just running around with a gun or whatever, so it's kind of cool.
Right. All right, cool. Well, it doesn't look like we have anything in product review. Evan, you don't have anything you want to mention there, do you?
No.
Okay. No new mice, no new...
I have new mice.
Jesus.
But there's, I mean, what do you expect? But there's
like,
nothing.
hello?
You just had new mice last week.
McFly! What?
Yes. There's nothing, spectacular about this one. It's a kind of a weird design. I don't know if I don't love it. But it's fine.
Who makes it?
Extrafy.
What's it called?
MZ1.
Why is it a weird design?
It's got a very blunt rear end, and it's quite flat.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
X-Fi?
Extrafy.
Must be really light.
X-
You said it's really light.
XTRFY. It's like 58 grams or 60 grams or something like that.
Is it fast, at least?
Uh-huh.
I see here.
I mean, it is good. It's just
You got the MZ1?
weird. Yep.
Did you buy that one with the hand? Did you buy that yet?
No, that's a keyboard, isn't it?
Oh, is it a keyboard? I thought it was a mouse.
I think so.
Are you going to buy it?
Also, I think they don't make them anymore.
What?
Yeah. I think they discontinued production like 2 years ago.
No, Matt has one. He bought one a year ago. He bought one like 9 months ago when we talked about it.
I think it was longer ago than that.
Well, maybe it was. He bought one, though. He got it from Germany. It's a German company. I thought.
Sounds right.
That's too bad.
Das
They could have
Keyboard.
restarted.
Yeah.
Maybe my information's old, but they had.
It doesn't matter. I can't use a regular keyboard. I definitely won't be able to use that fucking crazy keyboard. I've been hunting and pecking for 20 years. I'm not going to learn how to use some fucking weird keyboard.
Well, you should learn how to use a regular keyboard.
Pass.
Maybe Vivance will help you type.
Pass.
Yeah, maybe that's the source of all your
Yeah. My typing woes.
your keyboard troubles. Yeah.
Maybe all of the letters and numbers are confusing. So, Mike, maybe we need to get James some blank
You
keycaps.
think James has
Dude,
dyslexia?
no way. Dude, I covered the keycaps for WASD, and I still mix S and D up. I never did that until I covered them up. I didn't even realize I was looking at them. I don't look at them, but now they're covered. I always mix them up.
Yeah, I gotta come over there. Bring my keyboard. Swap.
Yep.
Like adios.
Nope. I need my letters. I'll be truly lost, yo. I just won't type anymore. You'll be like, where's he at? I don't know.
He'll dictate everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Cortana says it'd be pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Can it transcribe?
I don't think it does. There's a Windows feature to transcribe, but none of them work very well. The best one is the one that Google has, and it's not good. The Windows
Where's
one
IBM
is,
Via Voice when you need it? No.
Yeah, no. you would think computers would have that shit built in, like, and be quality by now, right? But they're not. They're built in, but it's
your
not.
phone
very
does.
Good. Yeah, I know. It's built in.
Yeah.
Is it any good?
It's only okay.
Yeah.
How about Dragon Naturally Speaking? We'll get you a copy of that for your birthday.
Hey, I'll take that. They still make that?
I don't know.
That's a great question. Google Dragon naturally. No, kidding. I don't have no fucking. I'm using Google to voice search for Dragon naturally speaking. Yeah. Nuance. Let's see. Dragon speech recognition solutions. Oh boy. Dragon professional anywhere. Dragon legal everywhere. Dragon law enforcement.
Dragon these nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like they do have it. It's called Dragon Professional or Dragon Professional Individual.
Still like $200. Probably is. It's pretty
Probably.
expensive. It's always been expensive.
Of course, it's like contact us. Like there's no like way to like just buy it.
That means it's expensive.
Like you need a license agreement. Like, thanks. You need a contract with us. Okay. Well, next up, I just wanted to mention here. I don't know if either one of you guys have ever been to Iron Age.
I went there once. It was really good.
You've been there once?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's one in Rockville on Rockville Pike. Basically right next door to the Taco Bell. That is right next door to the Best Buy. So
Korean barbecue.
it is a Korean barbecue place. Yes, they have the thing in the middle of the table. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now they actually have several locations in our area. One of them's in D.C. that I went to the other day. It was very nice. Baltimore, Rockville, a couple in Virginia, and apparently a bunch in Georgia for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that. But okay, I guess Georgia's a place too, so that's fine. So yeah, just wanted to mention this place. It's very good. I hadn't been there for a long time, and I really enjoyed it. You know, it's basically, if you guys don't know, you pay per person. It's like about $25, $30 a person. And it's basically unlimited food, but they do put a kind of a time limit on it. They're kind of, they didn't come and say your 90 minutes are up, sorry, but they do have a sign there that's like 90 minutes, blah, whatever. I guess it's just to keep people from, being there for fucking 4 hours, fucking eating and eating and eating.
Yeah. They're probably pretty lenient with it until they need to be.
Yeah, when I was there, I was there with Anna, and we were there for like a little longer than 90 minutes. Nobody said anything. It was midday though, so it wasn't super packed.
Mm-hmm.
It was good though. It's worth the money.
They have steak. They have pork belly. They have chicken if you want chicken. They have shrimp. They come bring it to you at the table, and usually they're the ones cooking it for you, like at your table.
Mm-hmm.
But this most recent time, we were doing most of the cooking, and they would come and like.
So it's like self checkout. It's a scam.
Well, I think it was because of all the COVID shit and everything, But
I mean, you're paying for service.
I mean, standard Korean barbecue, they cook it. You cook yourself. I was disappointed when I went there and the girl came and flipped it over and shit for us. I was expecting.
I want full service.
Legit Korean barbecue experience where you cook it yourself. That's what I was hoping for.
So
like, trust me with the hot coals. Ha ha.
Right. So there's a new place that I've been seeing ads for on Facebook that I want to go check out at some point. That's in Rockville. That's it's like this, but it's Japanese. But it looks to be very similar. Let's see.
You're not thinking of the place that we ate, are you?
No.
Urban Hot Pot?
No.
Okay.
It's here, let me put it in the show.
Is it an izakaya?
No. It's called that.
Oh, we went to izakaya before.
Yes. You and I have been there.
I want to go to a Japanese style izakaya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the other place, Gyozu. I don't know how you say it. I'm terrible at this shit. But Japanese barbecue. And it is in the Rockville Town Center kind of area. Rockville Town Square, I guess they call it. So it's a new place. Definitely want to check it out. Looks cool. It says traditional barbecue, Japanese barbecue with a modern twist. Maryland's first Japanese barbecue with the finest Wagyu. Located in the heart of Rockville.
Cool.
So yeah, looks cool. Now I have no idea if it doesn't look like it works the same way. Like you pay your $20 and your $30 and your all you can eat. It doesn't look like it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it looks like they have some good stuff. So We'll have to go there at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's about all I had to discuss there. You guys have anything else for the Yum update? James, how many bananas you eat this week?
Bananas? None.
Okay.
Was that a thing?
I don't know. You were eating bananas for a while. Like, I need my potassium. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, you got to get your K levels up.
K levels. Gotta get in the K hole. Yeah, no potassium this week. No bananas this week. No bananas.
I know Evan's back in the family now. I don't know if you did. Were we talking about the top of the thing, or that was before?
We talked about that.
Oh, okay. So you're back in the family now.
Yeah.
Good. James had a Cinnamon Toast Crunch this week. That was good. And what's the other one? Captain Crunch?
Yeah. Me and the captain make it happen.
Huh. Okay. James, did you order food from anywhere this week?
I did. I ordered...
What did you have that was good?
I ordered curry, which was really good.
Okay.
A spicy chicken curry, and I ordered a beef curry, and I ordered Singapore noodles, which they use flat noodles, but still fucking great.
From the place that does the curry?
Yeah.
Are they at least rice noodles, or are they like? Is it like linguine?
No, they're like rice noodles. They're just flat.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Like
they're.
really
It's not.
wide?
It's not. It's not like linguine. It's
So the really
Okay.
wide flat ones?
Yeah, it's like a really frail, flat noodle, kind of really like wiggly. You know, if you didn't know anybody, you'd be like, oh, that's a tapeworm. It's a pile of tapeworms. You know,
Well, James,
I like those.
James, you gotta. Yeah, never mind.
he's like, that's not a good explanation.
Well, maybe it was a pile of tapeworms, you know?
Yeah,
Fried up.
They're delicious.
Fried up.
They're
A lot of protein.
quite nice.
That's the keto version of.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's all protein.
Okay, so that
Protein
was good.
and
So what did you
pus.
order this week that was bad?
That was bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think last Sunday, I got steamed dumplings from the same restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I got steamed gozu.
gyoza.
Gyoza. Yeah, I got steamed gyoza, and that was a mistake. I should have gotten fried. Steamed, they're gummy. It's not good.
Yeah.
Fried is where it's at. Otherwise, everything I had this week was fine. I mean, when I ordered food, it was no problem. I don't.
Do you experiment a lot, or do you have, like 5 places that you would normally order from?
I don't experiment a lot. Sometimes I'll order from a different place, but I'll order what I know. But even then, I regret it quite often. You know, if I go too far out of my comfort zone, like this place I got the curry from, I ordered pad thai from there before, expecting one thing, and got something completely different, and I was totally disappointed. So yeah, it just depends. You know, the curry was good. It just wasn't enough curry, and it wasn't enough curry sauce.
Is it
So
Chinese
the
people
rice
or
to curry-
Indian people?
I think it's Chinese people. It's called a Japanese restaurant, so it's probably Chinese people. I mean, this is Maryland. You know, there's no Japanese people working these restaurants. They're all Chinese people. Like if you go to a Japanese restaurant and they're selling Singapore noodles, everyone in the back room is fucking Spanish and Chinese. That's just how it is. If they have chicken wings on the
They're
fucking
all
menu,
from El Salvador. Thank you.
yeah, they're El Salvadorian and Chinese. Yeah.
So you got 12 Puerto Ricans in the kitchen, man. What the fuck? No,
Yeah.
man.
Hey yo, papi! Like what the fuck? Yeah, no. But, I mean, it's not that the food's bad. It's just like, obviously you're getting like a grab bag. Like you don't know what you're gonna get. So, the only bad thing I had was this. So it's funny. Every time I've gone on a date with this girl, every time we go eat, it's bad. Every time, without fail, it's bad.
Quit taking her to horrible places.
It's either bad. No, we go nice places. It's either bad or severely mediocre. Like a totally unmemorable meal.
Well, if you're going to continue to see this person, you should take her to Iron Age at least once.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. But yeah, but we went to, I'd say Mariachis and Gringos and Mariachis, and the food was just so bland. I mean, I've never had bland guacamole before. I love guacamole. It was so bland, man. It's like No acid, no salt. But guacamole's got to have a little salt. And it's got to have some acid. Got to squeeze some lime in there or something. None.
Jose Andres opened a new restaurant in Bethesda.
Who's Jose Andres?
The guy who has Oyamel and this other place and this other place and this other place. A very famous.
He's
Spanish,
a celebrity chef,
Spanish chef, who's in our area.
There's no reason that you should know who it is.
You should definitely know who that is. But okay.
But you haven't seen any of the Marvel movies or any Justice League movies, but I should know who this obscure fucking chef is.
He's in the news a lot. I mean, I don't know.
Who watches the news?
Well, read the news, whatever. I mean,
is the news on some level of more importance than like a Marvel movie? Or
yes.
Popularity?
Yes.
Popularity.
Yes.
Let me say that. Is there a level of popularity about the Marvel movies? I mean, why would I watch that? I don't know. I'm just trying to make a point, and I think I've made it.
So he used to have the restaurant called Haleo in Bethesda.
Yeah, they closed. COVID killed that restaurant. And Haleo, horrible.
They reopened it as a new place. It's completely remodeled and it's a new place. Haleo's not bad.
Still run by him. Yeah, Haleo was a hustle. You know what Haleo was? A tapas bar. You know what tapas is? Tiny plates.
Oh, so you don't like tapas?
It's a scam. It's a scam.
Tiny plates, but full price.
It's like you need a bucket of paint, and instead they give you a tablespoon of paint. But full price. And then tell you to eat it, because it's paint. I mean, really? I don't understand. I'm confused.
All right. Well, you should take the girl to that place next time.
No, I don't want Spanish food. I never seek out Spanish food. I've had fajitas once. I'm good. Thanks.
Wow.
I've had refried beans, I've had fajitas, I've had tortas, I've had tacos, and I've had burritos. I think I've seen the breadth and depth of the fucking Latin cuisine.
I don't think you have.
I understand your culture fully, and I reject it.
Yeah, this is more like Spain food than South or
You know what,
Central
Michael?
American food.
Unlike you, unlike you, I've been to Europe. So I've eaten in Spain before.
Yeah, me too.
I've been to Europe too. Thank you.
I had
shit.
But I've been to Spain. I had I had a pizza in Spain. It was horrible. I think I've had enough Spain things.
I had tapas in Spain, and they were delicious.
James thinks it's a scam. Like soup.
I mean, it was affordable over there because they're reasonable.
Yeah,
you get some octopus on a crostini, and it's like €3, not $9.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The food wasn't bad. It's just like you cannot go there and not accrue like a $200 bill just trying to fucking have a dinner's worth of food. You know? Yeah, you can get a lot of variety. I guess if you don't care about the money, yeah, sure. But obviously, I'm a normal human being. I care about the money, right? I want to, like, the place we went last night was amazing. It's called Grill something. Dude, the steak. Yeah.
What's it actually called?
I don't know,
James?
man. I have no idea. The steak that they brought.
You just said every place you go to is bad, so obviously that.
Well, no,
not
this
true.
was the first place that broke the record. But
okay.
she got a steak, and the steak was like fucking huge, and this thick.
Where was
Perfectly cooked. It was in Anne Arundel Mills Mall. It just opened. It was no, I'm sorry. It was near the mall. Actually, it was right by the place where Evan used to take us for his Volkswagen car club. I can't think of the name of the place, but it's
on Dorsey Road somewhere.
Yeah, I guess it's called the Grill something grilled, charred grilled. I don't know. It's by an apartment.
Char
called
Grill Masters?
No, it's by a place called the Residences. I don't know. I'll look and find out. It was pretty good though. It was pretty amazing. I got the lobster mac and cheese. I do regret that, just because I saw the steak and I wanted the steak, you know. But not because lobster mac and cheese was bad. It was very predictable, and I shouldn't have gotten it. It was just exactly what it was.
Could have got surf and turf. Maybe they had that.
Yeah, they probably did. I probably could have gotten that. Actually, you know what? You know what? I got the fucking website right here. I'll tell you exactly what it's called because I got the website open. I think I do. Let's see. Grill Fire. Yeah, Grill Fire.
Okay.
That's what it's called.
Well, there you go.
George Martin's Grill Fire.
Sounds like a disaster.
Yeah, whoever George Martin is probably nobody important. It's like G.R.R. Martin's Grill Fire. It's all
Hanover, Maryland.
all dragon based. It's a dragon based foods.
George Grill Fire, huh? Okay.
Yeah, George Martin's Grill Fire.
Hanover, Maryland, or Merrick, New York?
No, it was Hannah. It was obviously Maryland.
No, I know. I'm saying that's funny. It's like two convenient locations. Like,
Dude,
one here and one in Dallas. You know, it's like, okay,
Yeah,
like,
so,
thanks.
whenever I see that, it's weird. But you're like, okay, I guess, whatever.
You know what's funny? That's how Dave and Buster's used to be.
Yeah.
There used to be the one in Rockville, which was technically in Kensington, Maryland for some reason, and one in fucking like Nevada or something.
Yeah, it's like Oklahoma or fucking somewhere crazy in the Midwest where I was like,
yeah, it's like, okay.
it's like their home office, you know?
Yeah, it's like there's two convenient locations.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this place has some good stuff, man. Sirloin meatloaf, horseradish, bacon, cheddar crust, hand gravy, garlic mashed potatoes, barbecue braised short ribs, lobster and shrimp fettuccine, jumbo lump crab cakes, baby back ribs, steak tacos.
Okay.
And there's your lobster
Michael,
mac and cheese.
stop. At the end
Nice.
of the show, we can't be reading all this food. Okay? All I got in my refrigerator is tofu and tacos. And taco things.
That's why God invented Grubhub.
No, I'm trying to save money.
All right. Well, we're pretty much at the end of the show here. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I just wanted to mention a couple things here in the extra section. Someone posted some quote-unquote good advice, some tips in the Wall Street Bets section of Reddit. They said, this is what I've learned after 3 years of investing. 5 tips. So trading is just 5% theory and 95% about emotional control, risk, and money management, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then number 2, don't follow advice from forums blindly. Number 3, accept losses and do not make investment decisions based on emotion, especially greed, fear, or panic. Guilty of all that. Number 4, know yourself. What is your current financial situation? Why are you investing? Blah, blah. And then never forget that for investing, time is your best friend and greed is your worst enemy. Patience is a requirement.
That's unfortunate.
And so blah, blah, blah. And then someone posted a response like, sir, this is a casino. It's like, we do not do this long-term risk-averse holding shit. YOLOs need to be dank trades here. We don't invest, we trade. And more often than not, we gamble. So there. So I thought that was kind of funny. Like, all this, like, yeah, do this, do that. It's like, come on, guy. Like, hello. You know who we are, right? And then next up, I just put the Michael P Fay in here. That's the guy who got caned way back in the day. And then the thing about the military term D-Day. All right, that's all I had. James, looks like you got a couple little things here.
Yeah, so these are all the thick YouTube videos. So first things first, my obsession this week is Drew Gooden. His YouTube channel is honestly amazing. He's a video YouTube commentator. He's fucking hilarious. He is hilarious. I mean, a lot of the stuff he talks about is YouTube culture, meme culture, like pop culture-y things that you probably have seen, whatever. But he just basically takes stuff apart, and it's great. Honestly, it's a pure joy. Do yourself a favor, watch one of his videos when the show ends. He's great. You're going to love him. Subscribe. Set his notifications. He's hilarious. He's one of the funniest guys on YouTube. I had never heard of him before. He has millions of views, and I'd never heard of this guy. The next one is a video on making mead. I'm really going deep on this mead making scenario. I want to make some fucking mead. I haven't bought the supplies yet, but I'm gonna buy like several gallons of high quality honey and start making some mead.
To put on your cornflakes.
To make mead. I don't purchase cornflakes. I like my sugars my sugars
or
pre-carbed.
you can you know what's really good? It's even better than cornflakes is putting honey on plain Cheerios.
Ugh. It's disgusting.
Oh,
You mean Honey Nut Cheerios are supposed to have honey in them already? Huh! Fuck out of here. Fucking scammios is what those are. Okay, the next one is combat approved. This is another thing I discovered. I watched like fucking 4 hours of this all in one sitting on like a Monday or Tuesday. What else? Between like conference calls. It's basically a Russian TV show that's a that propagandizes the Russian military, and it's just like they're like, this week we focus on the BTR-80, Russia's mobile infantry fighting vehicle, and they show like every aspect of it, what it can do. They show it flying across, like jumping, all this kind of crazy shit. They say, and of course there's like a Russian guy yelling in Russian the whole time. It's fucking great, and they cover all kinds of things. They're like, today we cover the cornered 85B missile launcher. You know, it's like, it's crazy stuff. You know? But it's interesting to hear them talk about, when they refer to like, they refer directly to the testing in combat of their things. But of course they haven't been in legitimate combat recently. So when they refer to it, they're like, the Syrian forces against the Americans, ISIS used this against the like seriously, it's honestly mind-boggling that these guys are like the fucking Axis powers. You know what I mean? These guys are the fucking They're still the Warsaw Pact. They're still like supplying America's enemies, and it's just interesting to hear them talk about it that way. You know, and they say it kind of in an indirect way, but it's also direct because this show is like made for a Russian audience and not made for me. You know, they'd have a guy who does an English voiceover, you know, who's super intense. You know, so it's fun to watch. You know, I think if you're interested in military stuff and technology, it's super fun to watch. It's very enjoyable. But yeah, these people who do the mead making video, I can't think of the name of them. I think they're, I don't know what the name of their channel is.
CS Mead and More.
Yeah, CS Mead and More. Yeah, so they brew all kinds of shit. They have a rice wine brewing video that looks super doable. Super easy, super doable.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, all these brewing things, I mean, I follow one guy who's trying to make vodka. That shit's fucking, forget about it. He's like, okay, first you need a double boiler still, like with 7 plates. I'm like, what? You know? But this is simple. Like, this is a simple thing. It's like fermentation, an apple juice jug. It's super simple to do, and you're talking about you have this in like a 3-month period. You've got some mead made, you know, and the rice wine is like a 2-month period. You've got a drinkable rice wine that has an interesting flavor profile. So really, these guys are really cool. I think they're like homesteaders. They're city steaders, is what their whole vibe is. These people. I thought they had another channel called City Steading. Yeah, City Steading Mead and More. That's what CS stands for. Yeah. So yeah, very interesting stuff. If you're interested in this kind of, it's cool stuff. Definitely check it out.
Very interesting. Thank you, James.
No problem. Evan, you need to make some mead for us. Bring it down to the beach.
James,
I'll buy some.
That's your job.
We'll sample it. We'll sample it in the hot tub when we do our live stream.
This one's shit. What's next? No.
Like, this tastes like garbage. Good job. This is 4 months.
So you want me to dump honey into the hot tub?
Oh, yes.
It's everywhere. Okay. Yeah.
My uvula is so sticky.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's a
All right.
lady part, I think.
I don't think it is,
No,
James.
it's not.
That's that thing in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
That's that dangly thing at the back of your throat.
What's that? What she said? She said, push the little dangly dang in the back of my throat. That's what what's called says. Cardi B. Oh boy, what a nasty girl. Go ahead, Michael.
All right. Well, if there's any other crazy bullshit you want to talk about, James, I think we've reached the end of the show. Any other final words from anyone?
Nope.
No. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for listening to another fabulous episode of the IO Panel podcast. This might be our finest work yet. If you'd like to dispute that, or confirm it, please send an email to feedback@iopanelpodcast.com. Also, check out our website, iopanelpodcast.com. Go to the website over on the right-hand side. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to our Patreon. Send us some ducats, as James would say. Find out all our different platforms, Instagram, Facebook, etc., all that shit. Thank you once again for listening, and we'll catch you next time.